job. With staying with you all day yesterday, Andrew, how did you find that?
Oh, well, I slept with him last night. He's out. Oh, he done a marvellous job, I reckon.
Well, I thought perhaps he maybe just shaded you, but I thought you were both very good players, so you both still had an influence on the game.
Well, we were chatting a lot all during the day. We weren't
you didn't appear
concerned,
to be that, you didn't appear to be that friendly.
All the other Redden and all those blokes were taking over. So, but no, he done a good job. He wasn't real happy because I think Abbas should have just played his natural game.
Yeah, well, that's probably why I brought it up. It was rather surprising, as I said, two very creative players, and to use one of your most creative players to do a checking job, I thought was strange. Timmy, what about the ruck setup? David Hines just yesterday, he just struggled against Michael Redden.
Yeah, well, you know, Mike Redden's a bloody good player, and I wish I was brave.
So you're looking for a clearance? Is that what you're saying, Tim?
Oh no, mate. He's you know, he's a very good ruckman, very hard to beat, and you know, he just puts the ball. You know, this larrikin here just yells out the front or out the back, and there it goes. You know, it's unbelievable.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not bad. There I am running around like a pig in the middle trying to catch him. You know? No, he's a very good ruckman. I mean, Hines is only going to learn by rucking against a bloke like him, so you know, he's got a lot of years in front of him. Where Mick Redden, you know, I wish he'd give it away. Give me a headache.
Tim, Port didn't use the ball at all well yesterday.
No, we didn't. You know, we were still in the game, really, with probably 10 minutes to go in the third quarter, and that's when we really just, well, we made an error, and the ball went down, they got a goal, which happened a few times, and then from that, I think, into time on, they kicked, you know, three or four goals. Yeah. Got right away, and they had about a 5-goal lead at the change, and you know, that did cost us, and you know, our mental alertness wasn't there at all, and we know that, and we've probably lost a bit of hunger, and you know, that's something we've got to get back very soon.
Tim, how much are you missing Darren Smith at centre-half forward?
Oh, we're definitely, I mean, definitely missing him because I think Jeff Phelps has done a fairly good job the last couple of weeks, but this week, you know, he wasn't as, you know, as fortunate, but still, we're getting back, after next week, so we got to win this week no matter what, whether we got Smithy or not, but we'll definitely welcome him back, but I wanted to play there, but Jack won't let me. So.
Andrew, a few of the older brigade copped a bit of flack in the press. You know, your defence, Tiller, Riley, Arnold, and I thought they answered it pretty well yesterday.
Yeah, it was great. The coach reminded us of it before the game.
Did he? What did he say?
Oh, I can't. He's probably watching, so I won't say nothing. But, you know, it's you know, people criticise these old blokes, but they got 2 arms and 2 legs, so they're no different, and you know, they just, if their mind's right, but they just get better every year, and they were superb, our back lines.
Giles, you became a bit frustrated with the umpires yesterday. You threw the ball back at one stage, and you thought about the second time to put it on the ground. You gave them the victory sign a couple of times. What was wrong out there?
I don't know. Well, you know, Abbas is on me jacksy all day, and I'm frustrated, and the umpires, well, they're just too many ticky-tack stuff. It's just let the game go a bit. You know, it frustrates a lot of the players, and I was probably a big culprit. But well, without umpires, we haven't got a footy game. So.
Well, Tim, you've got a big game on Monday week now. You've got Norwood next. That's going to be a big one for you.
Yeah, looking forward to it, mate. We like playing Norwood. And, oh no,
like old Ned.
What's he like to play against, Tim?
Huh?
Jars. What's Jars like to play against?
Oh, he's carrying on yesterday. I tell you.
Was he?
Yeah.
I didn't say a word. You. I abused you once.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Tim and Jars, thanks for joining us, and good luck to both of you for the moment of the year. Oh, what a couple of characters. Fair dinkum. That's Andrew Jarman and Tim Ginnivan. OK, just a reminder, of course, on Monday night, it's a big game, live from Football Park. The Eagles taking on the Dogs.
I would have been this boy's been for many years for Norwood. Kicks back towards the centre position. Russell Johnson off hands, can't take the mark. Rosonico working hard. Gets it out wide to Abernethy in the centre tonight for the Maggies. Hasn't been in the best of form of late, but a high kick up towards full forward. Pack goes up high. Hodges went up a million miles. Couldn't take the mark. Oh, it's heavy work. Phelps to Setri. Setri dribbles. Oh, I think it's home. Strike me, Bert. Gets home. The first blow to the Maggies.
Well, that was tremendous play by Port Adelaide. Hines, what a majestic leap. Looked like he was going to take a huge grab, but we won't see many of those tonight. It's slippery here. We have had moisture and rain at Football Park, but great work here. There's that work rate, well set up by Phelps. He was under pressure. Setri was under pressure too. He got the football to his boot, and it just went over the line. Port Adelaide draw first blood.
Little or no breeze. What there is favouring Port Adelaide in the first innings. But the rain's going to take care of most of that. At the bounce, Aish gets it out wide. Muster goes down. Maynard now looks for a running player. Murdoch did it well. Grovers couldn't quite get it. Thomas Maynard in again, gets it out. Finally, it's Johnson. Back now to Rosonico, in towards centre field. Well taken there by Staritsky. To send the legs into attack the first time this evening. Kicks long, looking for the lead of Ducker. He's in the sandwich there. Delaney over the top. Not Delaney. Yes, it is Delaney. Pulls down a beauty.
Delaney plays on quickly. Gee whiz. Oh, good mark by Richardson, taking it centre wing. He'll put the Redlegs back into attack. Goes towards centre half. Oh, it's a shocking kick. That's the waste of a ball, that one. As we see Geneva with the mark at centre half back. The Magpies, more purpose in their game in the early minutes of this first term. Towards centre half forward it goes. Richardson goes up high. Ball to ground. Maynard to Richardson. He's trying to crash the pack. Can't do so. It's heavy work at the moment. In goes Rowan Smith. Oh, Setri again, the lone player. He's flanked out there. Oh, the shocking handball to Tregenza. It sits for him perfectly. Tregenza goes back. But offline, gee whiz, a poor handball by young Setri. He was flanked by Tregenza, but didn't hit the body.
He should have disposed of that ball a lot better. There wasn't that much pressure. He had a little bit of space, but there's certainly plenty of pressure on the players out there. Just the fact these two sides are opposing each other tonight. Rosonico, the handball out towards Setri. Can he redeem himself? That's a better handball back towards Hutton. That's smothered off the boot by Murdoch. Now forward by Apindo. Thomas has a fumble, gets the handball out towards Maynard. He drives the ball forward. Visser under that. Great recovery by the youngster. The handball over towards Ducker. Oh, he got past Delaney, lines up the goals, and he's kicked it. No, he hasn't. Hit the post. Or perhaps if we can just let you know, Ducker, in fact, is playing at full forward, and Michael Aish was named there, but he started on the ball, ruck roving.
Delaney to kick in, gets a lead from Geneva on the outer side. Andor Abernethy. Abba's got it. No, the umpire didn't play it. I thought he had it, but not so. Abba's wondering why he hasn't got it. Yes, he has, plus 15 metres. Umpires Michael Abbott and David Elliott in charge from the half-back line. Abba kicks long, up towards the half-forward line. Phelps in there, can't quite. Down goes Ace. They put the saddle on that lad, and he's going to get a free kick check side of centre wing. They put the legs into attack. Long to the half-forward line. A long lead out there from Weston. Weston gets there, can't complete it, and it's out of bounds on the half-forward left flank.
Ian, that's the other surprise move. Paul Weston is playing a centre half-forward. Pascoe was named there. We'll try and pick him up. I think he's in a forward pocket.
4 minutes into the first term. Johnson over the top. The tap down. Visser working hard. Goes without the football. Back in goes Geneva. Visser thumps the ball towards the boundary line. It stays in play. Players working hard, but finally it trickles out of play. 4.5 minutes into the first term. The umpires tonight are Michael Abbott and David Elliott. Michael Abbott, of course, on your screen at the moment. Throw in. Johnson. Taken by Fosdyke. Up towards full forward. Or again the same way as the ball. Phillips. Courageous. Couldn't quite take the mark. Crumb beautifully by Delaney. Whizzes back and puts a superb kick straight to Hines. That's great football, Port Adelaide.
I'll tell you, that full-back for Port Adelaide is playing for a state berth as the ball goes to the outer side to Tregenza. The exciting youngster drops in a short pass, finds Marnie ruck roving back to Tregenza. He has great run, Tregenza. It's a wobbly-looking kick. The handball from Hine out towards Warhurst. He repels that attack. Fosdyke on the outer side. As the rain tumbles down here at Football Park, underneath that Visser couldn't take it, gets a second opportunity, puts it up high, one-on-one, Ducker, Delaney. Delaney the clear winner at this stage. He's beating Ducker hands down, and we've only had 5 minutes or 6 or 7 minutes. I can't even see the scoreboard because of the rain. We have Hutton, it is 5 minutes. Hutton on the grandstand wing. Look at that for a pass right on the chest of Hines. The Magpies mean business. They are playing fast-running football. Marnie puts it up high. One-on-one, and the mark's been taken by Hodges. Scott Hodges kicked 4 goals 2 last week against North Adelaide. He kicked 3 of those in the first term. See if he can get off to a good start tonight. No, they're struggling with this wet football. It's not easy out there, Ian.
Going to be a slog, Kim. The rain, unfortunately, is just enough to make the ball wet, the ground slippery, and obviously mistakes will occur. Long lead on the outer side there from Pike. Rowan Smith with him, good speed. Try to keep the ball in play. Gets it back there to Foster. Tregenza gets it out. Geneva. Port Adelaide into attack again. Puts it up towards full forward. Hodges holds ground. Gets back on the football. Warhurst there with him, but they force the ball through the line for another point. 1-2 or 1-3 to a point, and we've played almost 7 minutes.
This is a typical Port Adelaide side coming off a couple of defeats. They are hungry for the football. Warhurst comes out towards the grandstand side. Richardson, Marnie with a chance for the Magpies. Kicks it long up into the square it goes. Warhurst, Hodges, but the ball trickles through again, I believe, for a minor score. Yes, 1 point there to Port Adelaide. They go to 1-4-10. Norwood 1 point.
And look at those dedicated football supporters there under the umbrellas. They wouldn't miss this game for all the tea in China.
Gee, Kim, I still reckon it's a marvellous crowd. I reckon we've got 10, 12,000 people here on a night like this.
Yeah, it's incredible. Great for South Australian football. The ball to the outer side. Hine couldn't take the mark. In there is Murdoch. He's having a good season in 89 as he drives the ball out towards the wing. Underneath that is a Pindo. Oh, he's harassed by Rosonico, but Rosonico had front position, and that's where you have to be tonight. 5th possession already for this lad. Recruited from Collingwood. He puts the ball up high. Setting himself there was Phelps. He infringed, and the free kick will go the way of Muster, it appears to be. Maynard, in fact. Yeah, Port Adelaide lost the last 2 games. They were defeated by North by 39 points and Glenelg by 8 points after defeating Sturt by 31 points in the opening game. Keith Thomas in there. Russell Johnston. Fosdyke. He's a cool customer as he gets the ball out. There's no one back there. Phillips got himself in a tangle then, but he's good enough to get out of it. He's on the left boot as he drives it up forward. They need a grab. They've got no one there. Hine couldn't take it. It's slippery out there. The ball comes out to Marnie. He streams towards goal, and he's banged it through.
Gee whiz, what a great start by the Magpies. Hine gets the tap away, but it's taken by Abernathy. He's unloaded beautifully by Thomas. That allows Ace into crumb superbly. Chief Pindo going for the football. Takes it in heaps of trouble. Gets a handball out for the quicker players of Port Adelaide. Tregenza. Look at the Port Adelaide side throwing that ball about. That's Jenner up towards half forward. Thumped away. Thumped on by Phelps. Is good intelligent football. Murdoch. Setri. They both run past the football. In goes Maynard. Also Murdoch in there. And the umpire will call for a bounce down. That's umpire Mick Abbott as the Norwood runner comes onto the ground. 9.5 minutes into the first quarter here at headquarters. You're watching Monday Night Live Footy.
Port Adelaide 2 goals 4-16, leading the Redlegs 1 point. And the Magpies have looked very sharp. Phelps doing the ruck work. The ball comes back towards Abernathy. The ball goes forward. Getting underneath it, setting himself was Hodges. He punches that ball to the boundary line. He couldn't find front position. So we'll have a throw in that right forward pocket. Well, it's always hard to assess what the breeze is doing here at Football Park. Ian Day, I would say it's going across the ground but favouring the northern end.
No question about that, Kim. It's probably a southeasterly, but it's not very strong. But whatever it is, Port Adelaide has got it. Richardson back in defence. He took it off Warhurst, who was going in the right direction, but he got out of it through Maynard at centre half back. Norwood rather shocked by the way Port Adelaide have come out. Oh, Pike luckily got it over there to the Chief. He can't pick it up. They're in trouble. Michael Ace grovels for the ball. They've put the saddle on him again, and Michael picks up his second free kick for the night. Coach not looking all that happy. Gee, he's wondering what struck him, I would think. Norwood Littleman have got to get into the game. Now, here's one now, Payne. They can't get the run of the ball. Richardson lost it before. Now it's Payne that lost it, but he got it back there to Hine. Hine kicks long up towards Weston on the half-forward line. He puts his body in. In goes Fiacci. Can't get it out. Muster goes in. Johnson gets it over now to Setri. Setri rather fortuitously finds Hutton, check side of centre wing.
Hutton goes back into the middle. That's poor football by Port Adelaide. This allows Fosdyke to run it. He uses his body cleverly. Back to Muster. Back to Fosdyke. Now can they go forward with any sort of method, or Fosdyke tries to bounce it. That's fully stuffed with a heavy rain that's just fallen. Ball to ground. In goes Vizza. It's scrambly stuff. Obviously that football's very slippery. It's like a cake of soap. Can they pick it up? Back towards Thomas. Here's a chance now for the Redlegs. Gets a good handball out wide. A chance for Fosdyke. Up towards full forward, but straight towards Russell Johnson. He can't take the mark. Gathers the crumbs, throws it out through the legs of a Port Adelaide player. Fiacci does a George Best and soccers it off the ground. It's heavy bodywork. The ball comes out towards Marty. Picked it up superbly. Banged it under his boot. Back to Hutton. He can't complete the mark. In goes Richardson. Out goes Richardson. In goes Fiacci. Down goes Murdoch. I think it's not heavy stuff at the moment. Both sides totally committed. At long last, Phelps comes out with a footy. Kicks long towards full forward. Hodges has got the set here. He's got the mark. Has he? No. Play on as the call. Jim Warhurst goes in. In goes Hodges. It's heavy stuff at the moment. Hines is in there. In goes Muster. Players working hard for the football, but umpire Mick Abbott will call for a bounce. I tell you what, Kim, this is desperate stuff.
Yeah, well, we really didn't expect anything else here at Football Park tonight with such a traditional clash. 12 and a half minutes gone, 16 points plays 1 point. As we mentioned, the Magpies are assisted by perhaps, well, now you look at the flags and they've dropped right down. He definitely barracks for Norwood, and he's a real character, Super Sid, down out at the parade. He'd be a bit concerned at this stage. We'd say maybe a 2 to 3 goal breeze as the ball's punched towards Maynard. He couldn't take it. He still have his body over the ball. He'll be quite happy to see that go over the line, and eventually it does. And if we just have a look at Norwood's record this year, they were defeated by Glenelg by 11 points in the first round. Well, they defeated Glenelg, I should say. Then they defeated Sturt by 75 points. And, of course, they went down to the Bulldogs by 17 points last week.
Hine gets the free kick at the throw-in. Relieves the pressure to the outer side. Oh, big leap up there, not successful. Tregenza lost the footy. Apindo gets it out wide, looking for the city's Pascoe. Abba there with him. Fosdyke to the rescue. Grubbers one to the half-forward line, but that's out on the full, and the penalty will go to Wayne Marnie on the half-back line. A lot of pressure being put on Norwood by the Port Adelaide players. Is it going to be Marnie? Let's have a look who's going to get the free kick. Now, in actual fact, it will go to Tregenza. No, Abernethy. Abernethy towards the half-forward line. Kick number 5. Over the top came Hine, thumped the ball away. Onto the boot quickly there of Johnson, up towards full forward. Here's a chance. Marnie soccers off the ground, and he's just offline. 1 point only. Gee, that was close.
Yes, Marnie, a live wire on your screen at the moment. He's coming back from injury with a calf injury, and he's certainly been in the thick of things tonight. He's already booted a goal as Warhurst comes towards the grandstand side, looking for Muster. He's pushed under the football. He'll get a free kick. That was evident. Foster was the offending player. Muster having a very good year for the legs. In defence, goes short to Hine. They're indirect at the moment, Norwood. Hine, for a big man, runs around Jennifer well, goes over towards Murdoch. Now, can they go forward with any method? Up they go towards centre half forward, looking for Weston. He can't get in the play. Ducker comes out, throws it out to Maynard. Maynard bangs onto the boot, up towards full forward. Ace going the same way as the football. Can't take the mark, and in defence, we see Port Adelaide just throw the ball through for a minor score. The player there was North East, and Port Adelaide now go 2-5-17. Norwood 2 points.
Delaney, very eager to get on with the job. He saw Fiati loose checking by the Norwood Rover in pain. Fiati drives it down towards Hutton. Hutton first to recover, couldn't pick up the football, and Keith Thomas soccers that ball over the line. And we mentioned all this through this season, and last season, in fact, how Port Adelaide set up so many of their attacks in defence, and that was a classic example. Loose checking from the kick-off. Neil Baum wouldn't be pleased with that. Pike in there. He's been quiet in the opening stages of this first term. Setry's been in everything. He paddles that ball forward, and once more we'll have a throw-in. Setry originally, sorry Ian, he was originally named on the bench. Of course, he's come into the side through the injury of Stephen Williams.
Just going to mention him just getting back to the wind. We saw Murdoch clear then, and his kick was quite long. It covered a fair bit of ground, so I honestly don't think, unless conditions change, that the wind's going to play a big part. Well done, Murdoch. He was under pressure there. He hit the ball across the line for a throw and inside the half-forward line. But from Norwood's point of view, Ken, it must be a little bit worrying. Port is doing all the attacking.
Yes, Norwood fumbling at the moment. Daisy, there's more method with Port Adelaide. They're handling the ball a lot cleaner than the Redlegs. Throw in, Hine in front. Ball to ground, working hard as Muster. He should get a free kick, he will. Umpire David, it plays to advantage. It's a dangerous kick. It goes right across the face of goal. Fosdyke out there, with him is Tregenza. Fosdyke working hard, keeps the ball in the area. Players going to huddle, and umpire Mick Abbott will call for a bounce down. As we see now, Port Adelaide into attack. 16 and a half minutes into this first quarter. Phelps and Hine over the top when Hine. Maynard does it cleverly. Comes right across the face of goal. Looking at here for Richardson. He takes the mark at half-back. Plays on quickly. Or puts the player under the hammer, which is Thorpe. He comes back towards centre wing. Ace is there. Can't take the mark. Being harassed by North East. And he finally punches the ball away in defence.
Just watching the movement of Maynard. He certainly covers a lot of ground for a centre half back. He's opposed to Jeff Phelps, but we've seen him a number of times career down the centre of the ground, and he moves around a lot, and that will certainly pose a few problems for Phelps. Phelps has front position, couldn't take the mark. Rowan Smith picks up the crumbs. The handball is very good to the running Abernathy. He puts it in long. That's a magnificent kick. Hodges sets himself. Good spoil Warhurst. Hodges first to recover. He's very good at this. It'll have to be a great kick. He puts it up. It's coming back. It's a magnificent... Oh, he hasn't even scored. Have a look at that. Well, there's... Well, I told you the breeze is here at funny at Football Park. Made me look pretty funny too.
Jim, it can happen. I don't know what a magnificent hasn't scored is, but they got a point out of it. But I concede it was a magnificent try. Almost 18 minutes gone. Worcester under pressure. Likewise, Pascoe. Norwood can't really get a winner going at the moment. Richardson thought about it. Oh, the handball away is not good. Put Aish under pressure. Here's a chance. No, there's going to be a free kick. It's going the way of Port Adelaide. To be taken there by North East it is. Got the impression he's on Aish. North East will kick long. All Port Adelaide is doing that. Up towards the half-forward line. They fly. Phelps was in there. Couldn't bring it down. Here's a chance for Thorpe. Murdoch. Murdoch will go long to the outer side. He's got Fosdyke down from the wing. With him is Tregenza. It's one-on-one. Tregenza with the pace. Fosdyke with the experience. Look at the kid burn him off. Brings it back infield. Juniper the chance. Half-forward line. Port Adelaide going to attack up towards the half-forward line. Big leap and he's got it, Hines. Down he goes in a crumpled heap. But he's got it 40 metres out right in front. And Port Adelaide an excellent chance to score. Third mark to Hines. He'll be wind assisted. The ball just a little greasy, but Hines is not a bad kick. Sometimes these big fellows are not the best kicks you've ever seen. Just a long way to drop the ball to find the foot. Hines towards the lake end. It's only his first kick. Nice looking kick, and that is coming back, and that is home.
Because people have...
Free kick's been picked out. David Payne picks the football up, throws it back to his teammate. Staritsky. Staritsky kicks to the outer, so it's an awful kick. Oh, he's picked out Hutton. It's gone straight to David Hutton. Kick number 4, he puts it out wide. Here's the advantage of this big chap. He can run. He's got great agility for a big man. And have a look at that for foot skills as he finds the chest of Bruce Abernathy in the forward pocket. Grandstand side, kick number 7 for Aber as he drives it in long. Setting himself, Hodges. Oh, couldn't take it. Sockers it off the ground. I think he's kicked it. He has. What a brilliant goal.
Down goes the bounce. The Magpies look magnificent. The tap taken by Ace goes towards half-forward. Apindo is there. He can't do much, but there'll be a free kick to Weston, who's playing at centre half-forward for the Legs tonight. It's his first kick up towards the forward pocket. It goes. Delaney, magnificent in defence in this first quarter. Thumps the ball away. Down goes the Chief Apindo. He's sat upon by Fiachi. Unfairly, says the umpire, and the Chief will take a kick. Apindo. Chance now, and boy oh boy, do the Legs need a couple of goals in a hurry. Up towards the pocket it goes. Phillips in front, can't take the mark. Ball to ground. Thomas trying to work hard. In goes Payne, pulled off the football by Delaney. Good decision by the umpire. Good decision. Delaney doesn't like it, but it was there. David Payne coming around. Oh, it goes short to Ducker and it comes off. Ducker now from about 35 metres from goal. Mark Ducker hasn't had the best of seasons so far. Been bothered by a few injuries, but also a lack of confidence. With the 22-minute mark of the first term, Delaney on the mark. Mark Ducker, a point to his tally at the moment. Going towards the golf course then, and the Red Legs need this, I can tell you. The kick's on its way. What's he done? I think he's pulled it. He has. Oh dear. Nothing but nothing, Kim, going right for the Legs. There's Ducker and Delaney have a military two-step at centre half forward.
Yeah, well, Roger Delaney's in the classic mould of all the great fullbacks. He's very aggressive and he hates getting goals kicked on him. 23 minutes gone. The ball comes out. They can't afford to miss those opportunities because they're not playing well enough, the Legs. Over the top of the football. The ball has been picked up by Abernathy, picking up kicks at will. Kick number 8 in the first term under slippery conditions speaks for itself. Foster around his body. And the player's well read there by none other than Michael Aish. Kick number 6. The pass is short and finds Pascoe. Gains about 15 metres. Big chap goes back. the left footer, gets good distance, puts it out to the pocket, looking for Ducker, or good spoil Delaney. The ball, crumbs come down to Fiarchi, the handball out to Ginniver. Ginniver with a kick away, but once again, Norwood have formed a wall across there. This time Pascoe's involved, and he puts it out wide to Thomas, who grabs it. That slipped through, as Ken said, like a cake of soap. Out towards Payne, the will of the wisp, David Payne, puts it in. Players leap very high. The man to read it best of all is Delaney. He stayed down and gets out a short pass. It's not good. Picked up by Staritsky, the Norwood centreman. The handball goes back to Fosdyke. His kick is long. Delaney underneath it, couldn't take it. Razonico with the handball. The crumbs come up to Phillips. He'll kick it off the ground, does so quite effectively. Was a brilliant mark taken by Aish.
Michael Aish, just the attack side of half forward. Maynard comes up, can't get it. Visser on the left leg, goes in long up towards full forward. Pascoe's there, thumped away well there by Tyler. Coming down to meet it. Now is Tregenza. Half back line, puts out the pass towards centre wing. Looking up there for Foster. He can't control the ball, and it's out of play on the half forward left flank for the Legs. 24 minutes gone, and they're struggling. They're 27 points down.
Throw in at centre wing. Hind taps it away, taken by Ace. Ace around his body up towards half forward, and Visser takes the mark at half forward, right in front of the grandstand. Has Payne loose at centre half forward. That's the way he goes. In comes Ginniver. Gee, I thought Payne could have got a free kick. The umpire calls play on. The ball is loose. Thomas goes in. Out goes Thomas. Attempted soccer off the ground by Phillips. It's heavy work at centre half forward. And umpire David Eder will call for a bounce. Almost 25 minutes gone in this first quarter. In fact, 25 minutes has gone. John Cale, the Port Adelaide coach, he'd have to be pleased with the Magpies' first quarter. I've been far the better side. Payne in there, over the top, and Tylor. Thomas goes in hard. Both players and sides desperate here tonight, but umpire David Eder again will call for a bounce.
Ken, I realise what you say about Jack is right, but I think he'd be a little bit disappointed as well, because I think his lead of 27 points ought to be nearer 40.
Yeah, good comment, Daisy. Free kick has been found. It'll go the way of Russell Johnson. Russell Johnson from centre half back. In the time on. Russell Johnson slowly but surely coming back to the form that we know is capable of producing. His fifth possession, a lovely kick up towards the centre of the ground. Coming out, Murdoch all goes without the football. Phelps, a handball to Smith, over towards Hutton. Hutton at centre half forward. Tackled at the last moment by Pike. Grubbers the kick. Warhurst busted off the ball by Hodges. Players going in hard, but the ball is forced out of play in the full forward pocket for Port Adelaide.
Great desperation and good chasing by James Pike. So I can tell you one thing, David Hutton is a very quick player. Perhaps thought he had a little bit more space than what he did. He was well run down. Opportunity gone begging. The ball's punched back towards the boundary line. Well, we've had nearly a minute and a half of time on. 30 points plays 3. There's Jeffrey Phelps. He'll do the ruck work. In fact, Hines is up there as well. Phelps tries to take front position. No one got an effective tap away. Setri in there. Muster tried to get the handle away, taken by Richardson. He strikes the tackle, gets a kick away. It goes straight back towards Hutton. Yeah, he'll probably, he ran straight into his teammate. He puts the ball up high. Norwood have the numbers, and the mark's been taken there in defence by Pascoe.
Pascoe goes out wide. Gee, I don't know who he's looking for. He kicks it straight to Genza. Unbelievable stuff. They're just not lifting their eyes. His sixth kick. Too far out to score. Puts it in high. Looking for Hodges. Getting the leap is Pascoe. He gets another chance to find someone now from the back pocket. Norwood not using the ball at all well. Port Adelaide putting pressure on, although Pascoe's previous kick didn't have any pressure on. A Pindo in, he can't find it. Razonico can. Into Marnie, centre field. Johnson provides the Shepherd. He goes into the pass. Richardson intercepts, and that's a fine mark at centre half back.
Richardson and a 15-metre penalty kick against young Hutton. Richardson to the edge of the square, the defensive side. Kick number 4 to Shocker. Goes into the middle of the ground. Puts Thomas under an enormous amount of pressure. He's hit by a brick wall. The ball comes out towards Ducker. Down goes Ducker. Still working hard. Phillips picks it up. The tank up towards the centre wing position it goes. I would like to run into Phillips, I can tell you right here and now. Phillips working hard at centre half forward. Has the football. Raises the eyes, and good work by Phillips. Steadied and saw David Hines. Hines' 5th mark. Already kicked 1 goal. He's about 45 metres from goal towards the lake end, and there's the siren. There's the sign to end the first quarter, but Hines still to take the kick. Will he get the distance and the accuracy? Kick number 3, it's going up towards full forward. It will fall well short. So at the end of the first quarter here at Football Park, Port Adelaide 4-6-30, lead Norwood 3 points. You're watching Monday Night Live Football on Nine's Wide World of Sport. Shortly, Kevin McPherson, a news break.
After the outstanding first quarter of Port Adelaide, as I mentioned before, it could have easily been a lot more than 27 points. Siren sound, second quarter here at Footy Park. Hine in ruck will go against Johnson at the bounce. A good one by the umpire. Hine gets up high, ball forced towards the half-forward line. Northeast can't. Comes out quickly now, Ace. On to Fosdyke. Fosdyke puts it up in towards full forward at the back. Was Pascoe, but Fiarchi reads it well. Boots the ball back to the outer side. The bounce could favour Richardson. Oh, cleverly done, Richardson, but he hit it straight to Hutton, who read it beautifully. Drives in long towards centre wing. Over there it's going to be Phelps first there. He can't keep the ball in play, and it's a throw in at centre wing on the outer side.
Light misty rain sadly falling here at Football Park as the umbrellas go up. Sad the rain has come because, as Ian Day told you, a very good crowd here at Football Park. Marnie, Rowan Smith working hard, taps it out. Chance for Maynard, can't pick it up. Obviously that ball's very slippery. He's had a tremendous season, Maynard. The kick is smothered. It's going to be heavy work at the moment as umpire David Elliott calls for a bounce. Into the second quarter by a minute. No change to the score. Umpires tonight, Michael Abbott and David Elliott. David Elliott in discreet at the moment. The free kick has been picked out to go the way of Hine. Handballs to Maynard. Maynard back towards centre. Looking out there for Ducker. With him is Phillips. Bumped away. Back towards Muster. Tries to crash the pack. Crumbed by Ducker. To Fosdyke. Up towards half forward. Norwood are working hard. Can't quite get much method in their play. Mazzonico goes down, and Mazzonico will take the free kick.
Started off the first term very well. 4 kicks and 4 handballs in the first term, 8 possessions. That's not a bad quarter of football. He drives the ball in long. Hine has front position. Phelps was the spoiler. Players dive on top of the ball. Staritsky in there, trying to work his way out is Abernathy. Eventually, umpire David Elliott blows his whistle and calls for another bounce. Nearly 2 minutes gone in this second quarter. A 27-point advantage to the Magpies. The kick taken by Tregenza. He puts it out towards Marnie, who's changed back to a short-sleeve Guernsey. He did that well. Good skills, Marnie. The handball over towards Setri. Lines up the goals. It's a pretty good kick. He's kicked it. Great play, the Magpies.
Marnie, that was his goal. Setri may have kicked it, but it was Marnie who set it up with great ball control. That young man can play football when he puts his mind to it. At times that hasn't been the case, but this season so far, he's in scintillating touch. He's in it again in the middle. The ball comes out towards Muster. Phelps is there. Fosdyke, loose football. Ace, gee whiz, he's courageous. Handballs towards Thomas. Now, over to Ducker at centre wing. The red leg Jets get their first major on the board as rain starts to pelt down here at Footy Park. Goes towards half forward. Oh, up with Mazzonico. What a game he's having. The former Collingwood player goes to northeast. Virtually puts the ball on the boot, that unusual kicking style. Foster, northeast keeps running, a little brick wall, gets the handball away, took it well. Tregenza's in trouble, he's run down. Foster comes in. The crumbs on this occasion by Muster. Over to Ducker. Gee, Norwood, Ducker through that. Norwood are working hard, but they're under enormous pressure. Beautifully put kick on that occasion. Finds Thomas. Thomas on the attacking side of centre. Up towards full forward. Pascoe is there. Vizza, but it's all Port Adelaide. Tyler is there, but in the interim, umpire Mick Abbott, right on the spot, has found a free kick. It'll go to little George Fiarchi.
George thought about a short pass, decided to handball over towards Marnie, who was instrumental in the last goal for the Magpies. Now the ball is with the skipper, Russell Johnston. He gets good depth with that kick, down looking for Phelps. He tried to punch the ball forward. Hine in there, he's lost his football boot. It's back in the centre of the ground, over the head of Rowan Smith. The crumbs taken by Richardson. Warhurst couldn't control that. That could be costly. Hodges to Rowan Smith. Over the top now, the snapshot from Hutton. It's another goal.
Machine, it's unbelievable tonight, it really is. Wet conditions here, but they're handling the ball superbly. Johnson thumped away, taken by Marnie. He's got to be BOG at the moment. Look at that handball, straight to the body of Tregenza. Tregenza, don't tell me he's kicked it. No, he hasn't. Offline, beautiful movement out of the square by Port Adelaide, and Marnie Gee whiz, his ball skills tonight with a slippery ball, absolutely fantastic. Warhurst comes towards Ace, he's made the space, and he marks. Ace. Kick number 9. 15-metre penalty kick. That's Michael Ace, probably Norwood's best player at the stage. Up. 9 kicks and 3 handballs from the half-back flank towards centre wing. Pack of players, thumped away, taken by Staritsky. He paddles the ball towards half-forward, but it's all pulled out. Look at Fiarchi go. Rosonico as well, beautifully picked up. He'll get a free kick. Well, there you go. One grab. Rosonico saw the body coming and was tackled high.
He's a quiet achiever, this bloke. Just seems to go about his work. He has great skill. Gets a good kick with his 10th touch. Ball tapped out from Tyler. In fact, Foster it was. It comes out to Ducker. Now out towards Pike. Pike's been very quiet tonight. Not suited by these wet conditions. Only his second kick. The ball comes out to the Chief of Pindo. He picks it up. Rather tame handball, but it finds Weston. His second kick coming up on the left boot. He normally doesn't miss, and he has it.
Towards half-forward, Setri. Call of play and almost took the mark. Phelps does it just strongly at centre half-forward. Kicks around the body up towards full forward, but the ball goes out of play.
Ken Nilbaum's made a few moves after quarter time. He's got a Pindo at centre half forward now. Paul Weston, in fact, is playing at full forward opposed to Delaney, and Mark Ducker is on a half forward flank.
So they need to try something, Kim, the way they're going. They won't get back into this game. Hine. Marnie in there, so is Setri. Musta. And it's absolutely teeming here at Footy Park. Absolutely belting down. The umbrellas go up, and that's sad because a big crowd has come here tonight to Footy Park to witness these two traditional sides. The bounce. Players working hard. On that occasion, we see a magnificent kick by Foster. Oh, don't tell me it's kicked out. Oh, you saw it for yourself. Unbelievable stuff.
Marnie. Centre field to send the Magpies into attack. They can do no wrong. Playing superb wet weather football. 13th possession for Marnie. Up towards Tregenza. He can't get it clear. And the umpire will come and ball it up on the half-forward line for Port Adelaide. 7-7 to 1-3. Who would have thought? Obviously, Port Adelaide don't like coming off a loss. And they're coming back hard and strong. Hine gets up. Thomas, airy. Murdoch can't get it out. Rowan Smith likewise. In goes Geneva. Players stack up, and once again the umpire's got to bounce.
Yes, and it's absolutely belting down still here at Football Park, making it difficult for the players. We've played 9.5 minutes into the second term. You're watching Monday Night Live Football on Nine's Wide World of Sports. Taken by Smith. He's butted off the ball. Players working hard, but umpire Mick Abbott will call for a bounce. Well, it certainly has been great football so far by Port Adelaide. They've lost their last two. As you can see, the big crowd here at Footy Park, still happy, still smiling, even though it's raining very heavily. Thomas. Setri's in there. Phelps. Scrambly stuff at the moment. Kicked off the ground by Geneva, taken by Musta. Musta with a clear kick towards centre wing, outer side. Tregenza. Hutton was the player, rather, up towards centre half forward, up hands towards Hine. That's Neil Hine, can't take the football. Over the top, Tregenza smothered beautifully on that occasion by Murdoch. Tregenza again, geez, quick this kid, he's like a will-o'-the-wisp. Hooks around his body up towards the pocket, and when you're in luck, it stays in play. Port Adelaide can do no wrong. Hodges with the mark.
Yeah, sheer pace won that possession for Tregenza. Kick number 4 for Hodges. He intelligently centres the ball, hoping for a big grab. It's thumped off hand. Setri in there with an opportunity. Snapped away. It's the goal-kicking genius of Tim Geneva.
Scoreboard. 8-7 to 1-3. It's unbelievable stuff. 46 points in front. The bounce. Hine. Staritsky. Ayers working hard. Foster in there. But umpire Mick Abbott will call for a bounce. There's the black and white umbrellas, and they couldn't care less whether it snows at the moment. They're quite happy. Their side's 46 points in front. Tregenza. In trouble. Abernethy. Down he goes. Chance for Fosdyke. Will the ball sit? At the moment it won't. Finally it does. Up towards the forward pocket it goes. Ace in front. Can't take the mark. Payne. He's been a quiet player tonight. Flanked by Ducker. Here's a chance for Vizza. Hooks it up towards the full forward into the pocket. Weston is there. So is Fiachi. And Fiachi pumps the ball away. And it goes out of play. Norwood into attack. And boy, oh boy, do they need goals.
Well, they're doing all their work under enormous stress and pressure, Ken. Even that kick from Visser didn't really give his teammates any opportunity whatsoever to gain possession. Johnston, now it's socket off the ground by Northeast. It comes out there towards Staritsky. He's paddling the ball along, playing for a free kick. He won't get one like that. The ball comes loose out towards Razonico. He puts it up high with a beautiful clearing kick. Ginniver read it the better. He ran his opponent Murdoch under the ball. He'd want to be quick. He goes towards goal. But the singing guitarist had no accuracy, and there'll be a throw in the right forward pocket.
8-7 to 1-3. Touch with the pace of that play then. The boundary umpire caught well behind play, but Razonico playing extremely well on his half-back flank. Well, being a Victorian, this weather would suit him. They got web feet. Throw in, right forward pocket. And a few other things, but I won't mention that now. Maynard gets it back to Murdoch. Murdoch around the corner. Tregenza, a beautiful dash at the ball. Got the sit. Johnson jams it onto the boot. Maynard can't quite. Getting on it is Thomas. Lost it. In goes Muster. Over the top, Rowan Smith. As the rain buckets down, the umpire will come and ball it up. And, gee, I wouldn't like to be out there.
You're right there, Daisy, particularly wearing a red and blue jump at the moment. It would not be a pleasant night. He's going to throw it up, I think. They're absolutely teeming at the moment. Hine, the tap down. Over the top, Setri. Thumped it on cleverly. Into the pocket it goes. Threw it away, Hines goes in. Murdoch is there. But the ball finally goes out of play.
Of course, if Ken, the more it rains, the less likelihood Norwood has got of getting back into this game. 7 goals in this weather is a massive lead.
If they win this game, Daisy, I'll dog paddle across the ground.
Someone get him a paddle, quick, folks. Maybe a one-way trip. Payne, up on the back pocket. Goes across the goals to the outer side. Thumped away, good defensive work. Richardson there, can't take possession. Players working hard. Warhurst is there, waiting for the handball to come out. But Rowan Smith goes in and gets the football. Back towards Abernethy. His kick goes towards Maynard. He can't take possession. That ball is very, very slippery indeed. Finally, Warhurst out towards Pike, towards Payne. Payne goes back, then onto the left boot. Up towards centre wing. Pike is the player he's aiming for. James Pike busted off the football. Taps it back towards Payne. Payne to Richardson. Now can Norwood go? Maynard, been a good player all year for the legs, towards centre-half forward. That's kick number 8 for Maynard, and he finds the cheap. Cheaper Pindo at centre-half forward. Goes into the pocket. I don't know who he's aiming for. Weston, I think. Northeast is with him. Northeast, rugged, doesn't give anything away. He's mean. He really is, and forces the ball out of play. Gee whiz. Great performance by Port Adelaide. 8-7, Norwood 1-3.
And this highlights the problem that Neil Baum is posed with. The fact that he has to put his better player in Weston up forward to get some goal-kicking potential up there, but I think they need him in defence because he's just not getting enough opportunities. As the ball comes out towards Thomas, it goes forward once more. Picking up the crumbs is Payne. He's very good. Great ground player. Out to Staritsky, who's trying hard. Skirts the boundary line, lines up the goals. Kick number 4. It's just not coping with these wet conditions, and that ball has gone out of bounds on the fall. 55 points, plays 9. The Redlegs are getting a hiding.
You're not wrong. Delaney, no, it's going to be Fiachi. Goes in short. Well put. Taken there by Northeast, high towards centre wing. Phelps couldn't. Maynard lumbers back underneath after the ball. Richardson, Tango's well, puts himself in a bit of trouble. Muster, he'll have to make a metre, comes across goal, better work, Fosdyke. Well done, now he's got a couple of players to kick to. Ducker's clear, so too is Payne. Payne underneath the foot, he does well. Slips it across, Muster. Muster drives long to the leader, the Chief can't get there. Behind now is Visser, working hard for the footy, they're right on his hammer. Delaney in there, can't get it out. Fiachi tries to burst his way through the pack. Well put it, coming back now, kicked away by Tyler. A slick handball there across from Fiachi, and they've got the ball on the half-forward line. Hodges under pressure, out on the full, solid there pressure from Warhurst, and the penalty kick will be taken by the Norwood custodian half-back flank.
Great bit of work then by Tommy Warhurst. Put Hodges under an enormous amount of pressure, forcing the mistake. I tell you what, it's all happening here at Footy Park. It's teeming down. There's thunder and lightning. It ain't the best of nights, I can assure you about that. Up towards centre wing it goes. Abernethy up away by Hines. A chance for Ace. He's been a tireless work of his side tonight, trying to set the example, the captain's example. That's kick number 10. Goes towards Phillips. Good defensive work by Weston on that occasion. Kept the ball in play. Here's a chance now for Murdoch, but in the interim it's been a free kick as Murdoch is steamrolled by the big man. That's Phillips, with the ball going back, and it's Richardson.
I think Murdoch's now 3 inches longer, Ken.
The dust on the dust up behind play in the back pocket, but a mark has been taken by Tregenza. Tregenza to Russell Johnson. A real fight in the back pocket for Port Adelaide. That's 4 or 5 players. Thomas in there. It's a few heavy ones being thrown, I can tell you. Oh, up towards full forward, but Warhurst is there. Gee, reckon up.
Still on, Ken.
Swinging a few punches, northeast, and also Thomas, strike me, ping up towards Rowan Smith. Rowan Smith with a football for the court. The umpire's blown his whistle. The umpire has blown his whistle, and he'll bring the ball back.
Ken, they're still going behind play. That is absolutely amazing. Ducker and Rezonico with the throw. It's still going.
He's gone.
He's gone. Now, Phillips walked in. I don't know who's been pinged, but that fight, Phillips has been reported. He's not happy. The decision's been made, and Weston's telling him, don't you renege now, Michael Abbott. Look at Weston. He's telling the umpire to do it. Now, Michael Abbott, can you work out what's happening?
Michael Abbott has relayed the free kick some 60 metres. He's taken it from the half-forward flank of Port Adelaide right up the centre-half forward of Norwood. He'll give a free kick. He's reported Phillips. I tell you what, that's great umpiring by umpire Mick Abbott. He saw what Phillips did, and he's relayed the free kick.
You won't fluster Michael Abbott. He's a policeman. He's right on top of it, I can tell you.
Great control. Up towards Payne, the free kick to Ace. And Ace took the free kick and found Payne. But he took that ball from centre-half back to centre-half forward, which is about 80 metres, if you don't mind. Now, Payne with the action. It's happening here tonight at Footy Park. I can tell you the kick's on the way. Up towards Delaney. He can't take the mark. Sock it off the ground. A chance for Norwood now. Is it Staritsky? Yes, it is. Flanked beautifully by Muster. Muster into an open goal. Can he convert? Has he? Played on the goal umpire. No, he can't. Well, nothing but nothing is going right. I can barely see the scoreboard. Norwood 1-4-10. Port Adelaide 8-7-55.
And for the people watching at home, we should let you know that that breeze has turned around somewhat. In fact, if anything, it would be favouring the southern end now, and that's why that kick of Muster's pulled up so quickly. The kick end, not good distance. That's another reason, an indication of how that breeze has turned around. Ace out to Thomas. They've lifted their work rate, the Redlegs. They can't get the score on the board, and the mark's been taken by Fiarchi. 8-7 to 1-4. Kick number 6 for Fiarchi. Not taken by Maynard. Rowan Smith with an opportunity. Sockers it off the ground. Ace will be first there. He'll need support, though, I would imagine. Murdoch was there. It went back to Warhurst. He gets a high kick away. That holds up in the breeze. Ginniver sets himself. It slid off his chest. Visser picked it up nicely. Out towards Pike. He's been quiet. This man has an ace. He's tried his heart out. Puts it in towards Payne, and he takes a good chest mark. They want to hurry. They've got to get it in quick. Payne fighting against 2 players, puts it out wide and finds Fosdyke. He plays on. He goes out to Weston. He kicks around his body. Front of the pack. And the mark been taken. And the player is Nichols. Well, they did it the hard way, but the last 4 or 5 minutes, Norwood had been doing all the attacking. So Kim Nichols, in his 7th senior game, has an opportunity to kick a goal from point-blank range, 17 years old, and he's put it through the middle.
Well, to say that they needed that is the understatement of the year. Have a look at this. I think he had about 4 grabs. There's 3, and he's got it, and well done. But Norwood, no question, has lifted its work rate. Michael Ace is playing a superb game. David Payne is at last getting into the act. I think Norwood has warmed to its task since that little brawl. It's the funniest thing you've seen, really. The goal umpire was trying to see what was going on, but it was raining so hard he couldn't get his specs out to see, and it was left to Michael Abbott to go some 80 metres back to try to break it up. And well, Norwood are back in a little bit, but they've got a long way to go.
I'll tell you what, Daisy, if Greg Phillips is the only player reported in that, he is dead stiff. I can tell you there were some big ones thrown as Port Adelaide favoured by the breeze, which has switched around in the second quarter. So had it virtually for a quarter and a third, as we see Fosdyke head over the football. In fact, it's Thorpe. He'll get a free kick for hanging on. Thorpe from the half-back flank. Rain still falling very heavily here at Footy Park. Thorpe from the half-back flank. Wobbles a kick back towards centre wing. Rosonico's been a fine player for the Magpies. Wheels back with a handball to Geneva. He bangs it onto the boot towards centre half forward. Richardson comes out. Can't take the mark, but gains it at the second attempt. Hooks it around his body towards James Pike. Pike, can he get it out? No, he can't. Body's going in there hard. Maynard in there. Phelps in there, and he'll get a free kick. Phelps with the free kick. I've never seen it rain so hard for so long in my life at the moment. Can't see the scoreboard. Phelps with the ball. Wobbles it off the side of the boot. Lucks a fortune. Rowersmith there, but can't take the mark as Pike comes in. Ball to ground. Rowersmith working hard again, but finally the ball slips out of his hand and goes out of play.
Well, he did all the hard work then, Rowan Smith. He managed to change direction and just evade David Payne. Then the ball slipped out of his hands, and they're still smiling. I think they are. It could just be their teeth chattering, though, as the ball comes back out towards Phelps. He's tackled by Muster. Setri gets a handball out towards Geneva. He's well tackled by Staritsky, who goes in solidly once more. Knocked out of the way was Fosdyke. That was by Murdoch. Now the handball goes over towards Jared Thorpe. He's been very quiet tonight. His kick goes straight out towards the boundary line. First player there will be Ducker, who's playing hard forward. He's well tackled and thrown over the boundary line. And the man that did the tackling was Wayne Marnie.
What a way to spend a Monday night. Port lead by 39 points. Any more aid will need an arc. The umpire's seen a free kick. It's going to Neil Hine. Half-back line, 8-7 to 2-4. The players looking absolutely drenched. Kicks towards the lead of Weston. He's upfield, may have been moved. Maybe just wants a kick. Nichols in trouble. Well done, Geneva. Got it across to Tyler, round the corner. Coming to meet it and doing well was Phelps. He's got it, but beyond his distance. Phelps would be 45 to 50 out with a wet ball. Gee, it's not a bad kick. Going up towards full forward. Brilliantly done, Hodges. Orgy rode the bump of Warhurst, who's not a weak man, took it well, kept his eyes on the ball, and he's got it about 5 or 6 metres out, but the angle's almost impossible. You can hardly see the goals, I would think. The rain is just pelting down. You'll know as soon as we do. Tries to check side it, and he's booted it out on the full. Not one of his better kicks. And the penalty free kick will go, looks like to be James Pike back in defence. He's right in the back pocket, and he'll take it. 24, almost 25 minutes gone second quarter.
And one brave little attacker out there is getting the football and getting benched at the same time. But the most important thing with the youngster is having a kick of the footy. There he goes again. And he finally has a handball. He's having a wonderful time, the little bloke.
He's the leading stats man now, Ken.
As Pike goes out towards the outer side, up goes Neil Hine. Can't take the mark, and the ball is forced out of play. We're into time on by 10 seconds in the second quarter. Port Adelaide 8-7, Norwood 2-4. And gee whiz, I tell you, Port Adelaide have swung the changes in this last 5 or 6 minutes. Foster off. And Williams goes on. The handball out. Pumped away by Setri. Taken by Staritsky. Wobbles a kick back towards Thomas. But once again, the ball tickles out of play on the other side.
We're about 40 seconds into time on in this second term. Scoreboard reads 8-7 to 2-4. At least I think it reads that. It's a long way away when it's raining like this. Port Adelaide go forward once more. Racing out is Tommy Warhurst. He won't slide down. That was good courage by the Port Adelaide player. I can't pick him up, but they go towards goal once more. It's Phelps, and I think he's kicked it. They can do no run, Port Adelaide. They are far the superior side.
Yeah, brilliantly done. Gee, Tom Warhurst made an unbelievable dash. See, he went through there. He just about took the new player on Carrera with him as he went through, but Phelps... Oh, no, Hodges, eyes on the ball all the way, popped it through from 30 metres out, booted his second, and Port Adelaide go from strength to strength. 9-7 to 2-4, and they'll have to perform a miracle, the legs, to get out of this.
You're right there, Daisy. Back with umpire Dave Elliott. In the middle as the rain eases slightly here at headquarters. Decides to throw the football up. Hines, Abernethy, Ace, gee whiz, he's shown some courage tonight as he always does. mushed around his body, back towards Payne at half forward. Here's a chance for the legs. Into the pocket they go. Looking at there for Vizza. With him is Fiarchi. Good defensive work by the Port Adelaide defender. He takes Vizza down. He almost should have got a free kick. Vizza appeals for the free kick, and quite rightly so. It was there. Not seen by umpire Mick Abbott. The ball out of play. Hine comes in. Neil Hine, David Hines of Port Adelaide in front. Payne. And a free kick. Well, you can be stiff like the previous one. Should have gone to Vizza that time to Port Adelaide.
Yeah, very poor umpiring. Vizza definitely should have got a free kick, and that free kick then was nothing short of being very soft. Payne did the right thing and sweated off. Not to worry. Richardson taps it out towards Thomas. He's been quiet tonight. He gets a short kick around his body, but the mark's been taken by Abernathy. Abba's been a good player, been a great player. Gets 15 metres, kick number 12. He doesn't worry about the 15 metres. He's off. It's a wobbly kick to the centre half forward area. Ball comes out towards Hine. Now forward again. Tom Warhurst leads in the chase. Body over the ball. Hodges in there. They have the numbers, Port Adelaide. He's supported by David Hutton. This allows Hodges to centre the ball. It comes back around. The mark not taken by Pike. He's had an ordinary night. In there is Rowan Smith. So too Williams. The handball comes out. Socket off the ground by Hutton. Back there underneath it, the mark's been taken by Fosdyke.
Fosdyke gets it across to Richardson. Marnie again did it well. Short passes, centre half forward, and it's taken by the Abba. Well, he's got the breeze behind him now. It's certainly swung around. And if the Abba gets onto this, I wouldn't mind backing him in. He's got a mean boot. He's 45 to 50 out. Kick number 13. Gee, it's a lovely kick, but he's not going to make the distance. Close off the fingers, through for a point, and Port Adelaide move now to 9-8, to the legs 2-4, and it's very close to half-time at Footy Park.
Yes, 28, almost 29 minutes gone in the second term as Tommy Warhurst prepares to bring the ball back into play. Grandstand side is the way he goes. Neil Hine and Duncan Fosdyke spoil each other. The ball comes out to Ace. He's clearly Norwood's best player. Finds the play. That's kick number 13 for Ace. Over to Maynard. Ducker. The ball sits him beautifully. Throws it onto the left foot up towards full forward. Delaney. Almost a good slip catch over the top. Now Vizza running an open goal. This will be a goal for the legs. Into an open goal. And bang. That's Norwood's third. Port Adelaide 9-8. Norwood 3-4.
We'll give credit where it's due. They're still trying, Norwood. The ball was put forward by Ducker, but it was great presence of mind by the veteran in Paul Weston. You have a look at Weston here. The mark not taken by Delaney. Weston, the left-handed handball over the top to the running Visser, and that's where a small running player should be. Skirting the packs, looking for the loose ball, and he couldn't miss. He kicked from 5 metres out, and maybe it just gives Norwood some slim chance.
Very slim. At the bounce. Hine against Hines. Hine got the tap. Staritsky to Hine. Richardson. Now it's Maynard. Kicks long to the half-forward line. Weston in front with his body. Well done. Got it to Thomas. Thomas lost the footy. Ducker tried to crash his way through. Goes back in there. Marnie at the bottom of the pack. Gets the ball out. Quickly kicked now towards the half-forward line. Setri, it was the player that got it. Coming out with a footy now, Phelps. Around the corner. Fortuitously, almost a Carrera. Thorpe hasn't got the footy. He's got it back again. Ginniver puts his head down in his bottom up, but the umpire will come and bounce the ball. 30.5 minutes gone. Gee, it's going to be a long, well, it has been a long quarter. Murdoch under pressure, and he's going to get a free kick, and this will help the legs clear.
Murdoch from the back pocket. Kick number 6. Has Hine loose, but in the interim, a 15-metre penalty kick has been paid. In fact, the player was Thorpe that he found, but a 15-metre penalty kick has been paid to Murdoch. Umpire Mick Abbott right on the spot tonight, goes towards centre wing. There's the sun. We're in the first half of Football Park. Pretty miserable conditions, but it's been all Port Adelaide, and the Port Adelaide supporters love it. Norwood supporters aren't wrapped. Port Adelaide, 9 goals, 8-62. Lead Norwood 3-4-22, a margin of 40 points. You're watching Monday Night Live Football on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
The ball so much better than Norwood, and I would have said that in the first quarter, particularly that Port have been going long and hard at the
dropped. The rain's coming down straight, I can tell you, and there's plenty of it. 9-8 to 3-4 as we commence the second half. The big clash between the legs and the pies.
Johnson in, gets the tap away, not effectively. Hine in, Payne, well done to the half-forward line. They set themselves. Out comes Delaney. Back goes Fiarchi. Courage kept his eye on the ball all the way. Abernethy in defence, jams it onto his boot, back towards centre field. Rowan Smith in front. Marnie lost the ball. Pikes over the top of a teammate there at the bottom of the pack. Who is it? Coming up for air, it looks to be Staritsky, and the umpire will come and ball it up between wing and centre. The legs have got a lot of work to do. They've got to use a lot more leg, I can tell you, to get up to the drop of the ball. Duck is searching for it, and I think you're going to find a lot of ball-ups during the second half.
Yes, these conditions in particular, Daisy, it doesn't make it easy for the poor old umpire either. Very scrambly stuff, but that's what footy's about, wet weather. Over towards Abernethy, up towards centre wing. Richardson coming out, can't take the football. Marnie goes in. Geneva rides the bump beautifully. Staritsky, Foster, Hutton hits the umpire right in the comics as Hellier's on the ground in the second half. Back towards the centre ground. Tyler goes down, throws the ball out. Johnson goes down. It's like an ice rink at the moment out there. Nichols gets rock and rolled. Abernethy, it ain't pretty stuff at the moment, but players are certainly committed. But finally, umpire Dave Elliott will call for a bounce down in the centre of the ground, and the big crowd at Footy Park are huddled under the stand on the outer side there. They really are huddled in. Throw up by the umpire. Yeah, no, not throw the ball up anyway. Elliott takes possession. Stock it off the ground by Northeast. Now here's a chance for Duncan Fosdyke. Centre wing outer side. Has ace. Not a very good handball. Puts him under pressure. He works hard. In goes Fosdyke again. Leaves the football behind. In goes Murdoch. But a Port Adelaide player held without the football. And that young Setri, who had a pretty promising first half.
Umpire David Elliott just shouting out what the free was for and telling the man on the mark to move back a bit. That was Murdoch. The ball goes forward. Hellier's onto the ground. He appears to be on a half-back flank. We'll pick up who actually has been taken off the ground as Foster takes that ball over the line. In fact, he's put it out of bounds on the full, and see, that's one of the frustrating parts of this game. You get first to the ball and something like that happens. Rowan Hellier, half-back line, puts it up towards the wing. You won't see a mark here. It's too slippery. Ginniver at the bottom of the pack. And that's going to be the feature in this second half. Who can get to the falling ball the quickest? It comes out towards Payne. I thought he had a very good second term as he drives the ball in long. Oh, good body work by Delaney. And this man is a much improved player. Last season we saw him emerge as a real class full-back, but he's just really going on with the job. Hutton. Evasive action by Hutton. He did that well to get away from Richardson. Kick number 12, but the mark's been taken by Maynard, who had a very good first term. Kick number 11 is a good-looking one, close to the boundary line. It'll clear all players, including Weston. Thorpe, who's been quiet, tried to punch the ball forward. Rosonico handballs the ball over the line. It goes for a little slide. That didn't cost anything, so it's Marnie, in fact, so he probably enjoyed that.
Kim, I'm looking for Muster. I don't know that I can find him out there. It could be a straight swap onto the half-back flank. Muster for Rowan Hellier, but they all look the same out there at the moment. All dishevelled, I can tell you. Abernethy. The bottom of the pack's Rosonico. Fine player in the first half. Port Adelaide had many of them. 9-8 to 3-4. The Magpies led by 27 points before the Thunders, or the heavens really opened.
I can pick out one move, Daisy. Weston's gone back to centre half forward and the Pindo's gone to full forward.
Setri boots the ball up towards centre wing. Michael Aish. The handball is not good. No one really to handball to. Setri takes it out of play. 9-8 to 3-4. As I said, Port led by 27 points before the Thunder and the Lightning came down, and now they lead by 40.
Daisy Muster's out there, but I think James Pike may be missing as we see the old Thunder and Lightning go across the ground. She hooked around the body, thumped on by Rowan Hellier, taken by Tylor, up towards centre half forward. Maynard with the set, but a free kick to Murdoch against Ginniver for hanging on. Well, there's certainly more endeavour in Norwood's game from, I reckon, about the 20-minute mark of that second quarter. Even till now, they're working harder. Hutton back towards centre half forward, off hands, taken by big Tommy Warhurst. It's a kick that, in fact, finds Abernethy. Kick number 16 for Aber. He's been a busy player tonight under these conditions. Crumbed again by Tommy. He slips over at the critical stage. Tommy Warhurst paddles it out. Well, there's Pike. He's on the ground. We'll pick the player for in a moment who's not. That's Tregenza around his body towards Rowan Smith. He brushes the tackle. Uses the left-hand handball. Hodges Over the top to Hines, is it? In towards full forward, but come through for a minor score. A minor score there to Port Adelaide. They go to 9-9-63. Norwood 3-4-22, and it's difficult to pick up these players.
It certainly is, Ken. I've been looking for the last 90 seconds to find who the player Hellier has replaced, and I still can't find him, but I assure you we will, and we will let you know. Hellier has the ball. 5.5 minutes gone of this third quarter. It's a nice-looking kick. Richardson sets himself. It slid right off his chest. It's very wet and slippery out there. And there's a free kick for a push in the back, and it'll go the way of Russell Johnston. He should drive it in long. He does so. Oh, up high was Hodges. Back of the pack there. An opportunity. Hellier once more. He'll be suited to these conditions. Hines went through solidly. The umpire, over he goes. He's got a smile. He's blown his whistle. Oh, that took great poise and class, and he's still smiling. Well, let's have a look at it again. He had his eyes on the ball. Well, there's an object lesson for any up-and-coming umpire. David Hines hurdles him like he was in the Great Eastern, and look at those teeth.
See, Kimbo, the umpires, they always go down with a smile on their face.
I might leave. Right, fair point.
Hey, you're stuck for words, Kimbo. Daisy, take over.
I'll take over. I've been round long. I can handle them, Ken. Abernethy off the ground. Well taken by Warhurst. Warhurst at full back. Full back. He doesn't know where to kick it. Going in short to Fosdyke, who's had to come down from the centre wing to find the ball. 13th kick. I'm looking for Pascoe still on the ground. I'm looking for Visser. I'm not sure whether Visser's out there. Muster seems to have gone onto the half-forward line. The legs trying to get some movement. Certainly they've had none to date. Port Adelaide half-back line has simply been too strong. 9-9 to 3-4. We're not going to get a lot of joy out of skillful ball work today. It's just who can work, or tonight, who's got the better ball skills in the wet. Pike out towards Storitsky. He'll need support from there. Gets out of it pretty well. Shrugged off the tackle. Puts it out wide. Payne. Payne kicks long to the lead now of Weston. Beautifully put. Weston's got it half-forward line. Now, Pascoe is going to get a leap away. It's 2-on-1. Pascoe up. The Pindo's at full forward, I beg your pardon. And it's Rosonico who goes out wide. Gets the kick away. Comes to Setri. Well done, Tregenza. Lost the footy. Storitsky, might be Pascoe that's off. Storitsky, 45 out, goes for home with a long one. It's going to be touch and go. Delaney in front, in comes Ducker. Oh, down they go, they put the saddle on their own player. Thomas over the top, in there's Fiacci. Now it's northeast, he gets the ball towards the line and it's out of play in the full forward left pocket.
I'll tell you what, Daisy, the Redlegs are having a go at the moment. They're really going in. Mind you, they'd need to. They're 6 goals down, almost 7 goals down, but the endeavour is there. Ducker, kick is smothered. Johnston, Fiacci, beautiful moving out of defence. Delaney, he'd love that fullback spot in the state game on July 1. The way he's playing, you'll get it. Marnie, one of the rare mistakes he's made tonight with his hands. Back to Abernethy. Delaney, he'll be run down by Richardson. Richardson goes in, but Delaney's still got the football. Finally holds it up like a dying swan, and the ball goes out of play. The little boundary umpire who was rock and rolled a moment ago, he's still with us. Throw in. Foster goes in hard. Ace goes through the pack. Gee whiz, he's played. That's a free kick. Curry's personified. Put his body between the ball and the player. Played for the free kick, but it was Curry's that got him. The free kick. 15 kicks and 9 handballs to Michael H. He's worked hard tonight, extremely hard. Offhand, stumped by Phillips, who we believe was reported in the second quarter. Neil Hine bumps it out. Someone's being legged. It'll go to the Norwood player. And Wayne Marnie gives the victory salute to umpire David Elliott.
Well, Hine's that tall, we couldn't even see Marnie grabbing his legs. The ball goes out. Oh, there's a big mark taken there, and it's been taken by Maynard. Well, perhaps Maynard is playing down forward. The kick in long. It's his 12th kick. Delaney's back there, and good body work, but he couldn't take the mark. Muster in there. Delaney still. Phillips as well. Now it comes out towards a Pindo. Fiacci in there. Players dive on top of the ball, and umpire David Elliott will have to bounce about 5.5 metres out from the Port Adelaide goal. It's been tight football. The point is conceded by Hine, and there'll be a kick in.
There's only been 2 points since half-time, and I don't think you're going to see a lot of goals. Pretty difficult, obviously. Delaney. I just wonder whether he's got the height and strength, Ken, to be the state full back. And, oh, gee, that's embarrassing. He went for the short pass looking for the lead of Russell Johnson. The ball has got off the side of his boot out before anyone touched it, so it's a free kick to Hine. Puts it up for grabs. Big leap there by Apindo. Maynard can't. Northeast almost. Thomas at the bottom of the pack. In comes Northeast, or is that Forster? No, towards the half-back line. And the ball's taken out of play. And the throw-in will take place on the half-forward right flank. Well, it'd have to be Port Adelaide supporters to sit out in the rain and watch this.
Yes, you've got to hand it to the Magpie supporters. Always got a smile on their face. Hine. Johnston. Johnson with the tap, a chance for Richardson. Flanked on this occasion by Hellier. Hellier uses the right boot. Obviously, he can't kick with his left. Goes up towards Apindo. It's a good mark by the Chief. And the Chief marks it centre half forward. Ace going back. Kick number 4 to Apindo. Ace is there. Great mark. Gee whiz, that was great stuff by Michael Ace. You can read that a long, long way from home, Michael Ace. Made the ground, found the gap, and gee whiz, that was great stuff by Michael Ace. Well, he's certainly trying to get Norwood moving. A typical captain's game by Michael Ace. Full of courage, full of endeavour. And you saw it for yourself. Point blank range. 16 kicks and 9 handballs. The kick's on its way. What's he done? He's got it. It's home.
The lubricating strip. Any improvement?
We're still getting drag. It needs to be smoother.
And chemical residue?
Still messy.
Difference at Footy Park. 9-9 plays 4-5. The legs playing a lot better in the first 12 minutes of the second half. The umpire's got to ball it up. Hine gets the tap away. Straight to Abernethy. Jams it quickly. Bosdyke leads in the race to the outer side. Tregenza there with him. Now he gives Michael Aish, so far the best player by Norwood. It's not even a race for second. Aish in the action again. Got legged. The umpire didn't see it that way, and he's going to ball the play in on the outer side at centre wing.
Centre wing outer side. Norwood staying in touch with a long way to go, of course, but certainly a lot more endeavour in their game as Abernethy around his body. Hellier, the spoiler, Russell Johnson, he's sat upon. Setri, and the ball goes out of bounds on the full. So relieving free kick to Murdoch. In fact, it's Fosdyke. Both left footers back towards half forward they go. Up high on that occasion went Ducker, but behind the pack, that's Rosonico, who's played a very useful game tonight for the Magpies. Rosonico. 8 kicks and 7 handballs, 15 possessions. Drums taken beautifully. Here's a chance now for Port Adelaide through Marnie. Marnie flanked on this occasion by Rowan Smith. Hooks it back towards full forward Warhurst. Oh, almost a mark. What an unbelievable mark, Jim. Absolutely brilliant.
Tremendous. Showed great body strength to start with, but have a look at that for balance. Eyes on the ball. Controlled it with one hand. Tremendous play, Tommy Warhurst. The ball is now on the outer side. Williams over the top of that. He uses the support of Johnston, who gets an awkward kick away. The mark not taken there by Phelps, but the crumbs are picked up by Setri. His handball was searching for Marnie. Great tackle, Marnie. Port Adelaide with numbers to the fall of the ball. Phelps, but stolen there by Thorpe. Jared Thorpe gets a high kick away. Ducker sets himself. Fiachi spoils it. Phillips with the big thump away. He's been doing that for years now, Greg Phillips. He's a master at clearing the ball with those massive thumps. Richardson, good endeavour. So too Hutton. So too Northeast, I think that player is. Yes, it is. And the youngster with that rather awkward kicking style, he's got some ability. Puts it up high. Smith at the back of the pack. The ball comes out towards Maynard. First there will be Port Adelaide. It goes back towards Rowan Smith. The handball was very good from Hines. Phelps is back there. Warhurst doing a lone hand on the last line of defence and doing it well.
He's playing particularly well, showing a lot of courage, and he's coming to meet the ball. Wouldn't like to stand in his way. Gee, that's dangerous tactics to kick a wet ball across goal, but it came off. Murdoch gets it out. Fosdyke, one-on-one. They're not within 40 metres of a next player. Tregenza with the speed. Michael Ace can't quite get there. It's going to be Foster. Michael Ace comes up with a football. He's unbelievable how he finds it. Gets it out wide, making a metre out here. Here's Nichols, not Sturitsky. Hasn't got the footy, and Sturitsky's got it at centre wing. The legs a chance to go into attack. They haven't been there a lot. Oh, Ducker's not in a position to mark that one. They didn't give him a chance. Piachi. Well played back looking for Hutton. Rowan Smith there as well. and he takes it through the gates at centre wing.
Throw in grandstand side as rain continues to fall. 15.5 minutes in for the third quarter. Kim Dillon's into the Mars bars already. Daisy and I got to watch our figures as we see Richardson tapping the ball towards the boundary line. Taken over the line by Williams. Good of you to buy Ian Day and I at Mars bar, Kim. Thanks.
It's a bit late for me to watch my figure, Ken.
I didn't quite have enough change. Sorry about that, Ken. Isn't this a magnificent stadium? We have in excess of 10,000 people here, and the majority of them are undercover due to the concourse that surrounds the outer of the ground. So tremendous facilities here at Football Park as the ball is paddled towards the forward line, and we'll have a throw in one more time. We've had 16 minutes in this third term. 63 plays 29. Norwood are certainly playing better football, but gee, I wouldn't like to be trying to pick up about a 40-point deficit in these conditions. Well, 30-odd points the actual margin is. Smith in there. And we'll have a bounce once more, and I will have a bite of that Mars bar.
You go to it, Kim. Between mouthfuls, I reckon we ought to try to guess the crowd, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's over 12,000 people here. It's pretty hard because they're all, as Ken said, under the cantilevers, but it is a magnificent crowd, and it's a tribute to the two teams playing that so many people would turn up on a night like this. But I reckon I'll go for 12 to 13,000. I reckon it's marvellous. Throw in at centre wing. Pity Huey upstairs didn't listen to our pleas and delay the rain till at least 10:30, but the throw in. Foster, Richardson, Rowan Smith, Abernethy, Pike. Oh, you can name them all. They're all going to get a touch of it. They're not going to do anything with it. Rowan Smith jammed it onto his boot up towards the half-forward line. Here's a chance. Out steams Warhurst again, but this time it's taken away by Thorpe. Thorpe kicks long back towards centre wing. Muster can't. Abernethy behind the pack. Reads it well. Runs into trouble. That's holding the ball. Great tackle applied on him. And the free kick will go centre field to Mark Ducker. Ducker to send the legs into attack. Kicks in high. Gets a long lead from West, and he's going to have to work hard for this one. Well shoved off there by Williams. Williams drops it back. Centre field, Marnie. Out wide is Rowan Smith. Back in board. Setry with a chance. Gets it over. Walking goal coming up. Hodges could not miss this. Oh, it's Phelps. Into the open goal, and Porter got 10 on the board.
Let's go. Neither ruckman really won that tap. Nichols burst his way through the 17-year-old Norwood junior, and that's a great pass out there to Muster. 18.5 minutes gone. The margin is 40 points once more. As well as Norwood are playing, they cannot peg back the Magpies. The ball comes out loose. Aishi's back there. He has a fumble. He's looking for a free kick. Play on the call, and the ball goes out of play in the right forward pocket. Tim Ginniver warming up along the boundary line. And, gee, you'd want to do about 10, 50-metre sprints to warm up out there. Look at that rain. The players are absolutely saturated.
Kim, I'm just wondering why they've got him off. It's not often that Port Adelaide would spell a player of Tim Ginniver calibre. I'm just wondering whether he's got an injury.
Yeah, perhaps he's copped a knock, Ian. It's quite easy to happen in these wet conditions, but he was a little quiet in that first half, and perhaps they were exploring other options. In there working hard, and a free kick's been picked out and will go the way of Fiachi.
Fiachi's in the back pocket. As always, playing his very serviceable game. Sometimes brilliant, but always good. Rosonico back towards centre wing. Off the fingers, Rowan Smith. Doesn't he do it brilliantly? On the left leg, half-forward line. Murdoch comes to meet it. And Froggy's got it half-back flank. Murdoch to send the legs out of defence again, high towards the centre field. Pushing and shoving. Oh, great knock forward there by Northeast. Goes towards the half-forward line. Kick further forward by Foster. Up towards full forward. Phelps in front. Setry can't find it. Quickly in Tregenza. Maynard there. Tregenza over the top. They bog it down, and the umpire will come and ball it up about 30 metres out in front of the Port Adelaide goal.
Gee whiz, whilst it's wet for the players, it ain't easy for the umpires either. That's umpire Mick Abbott on your screen. Rowan Smith with the footy. Hooks it around his body. Doesn't cover much territory. Goes straight up into the air. There's Phelps appealing for the mark got taken. Warhurst, Richardson coming towards grandstand side. Michael Ace sits perfectly for him. He has it on the defensive side of centre. Hooks it back. Straight through the hands of that occasion, young Nichols, and Northeast goes in, takes the bump from Ducker. That's silly work by Mark Ducker. 15-metre penalty kick. Gee, he's got some courage, this kid, Northeast, I tell you. Kick number 9, he's like a brick wall. Not much of him in the size, but he's got plenty of courage. And a free kick will go the way of Tommy. Puts up the hand and says, thanks, umpire, I need it badly.
He took front position. That's kick number 10 for Warhurst. He put it out towards Staritsky. He recovers well after dropping the mark. He didn't get an effective kick away, or let's say a long kick away. It was effective because it found Maynard. He goes short to a Pindo with a long sweeping handle out towards Payne, number 17 for the Redlegs. He puts it out towards Muster. They have the numbers. He's flanked by Weston. If he can pick the football up, it eventually goes to Weston. The Port Adelaide players have drawn closer to their opponents now, but Weston still gets the kick away. Up high, Thomas. He's been very quiet tonight. And, in fact, Ian, probably surprisingly quiet.
Last time I saw him play, Kim, he was in the best three on the ground. Superb performance. But it's the first time I've ever seen Keith Thomas get into a dust-up. It's normally not Keith's way of playing football, and maybe he's just a little frustrated with the way things are going for the legs. It's Muster who kicks it into the forward division, but once again it's Delaney. Brilliantly done. Weston has a kick. Piazzi's in trouble, and the umpire will have to come and ball it up right in the square. Gee, Delaney handles that slippery ball so well. He's the most attacking full back we've got in South Australia. He's quick, he's sure. Ken said vying for a position at full back. Kicked out of defence there by Rezonico. Here's a chance to Ritsky. 40 metres out, heads for goal. They've got another one. 10-9 to 5-5 on Nine's Wide World of Sport.
They desperately need another goal. He was waiting for the ball to sit up to him. Phillips there holds his ground well in a dead heat situation around the centre half forward area for the Redlegs. 69 plays 35. A 34-point advantage to the Magpies. A great tap out towards Hutton. He kicks out wide. First player there is Murdoch. He's harassed by Setri. He'll have to tap this out. He's looking for support. He was searching. The player there was Foster. He puts it out wide. They're reading the play well, the Magpies. Tregenza out in that right forward pocket. Oh, great work, Tom Warhurst. Oh, gee, he's been a courageous player all night, and what a great player he's been over a number of seasons now. A very mature and as hard as they come on the football field, but an absolute gentleman off the ground. Maynard to do the ruck work. Phelps tried to get it down towards Ginniver. Aish in there showing great courage. No free kick. Good umpiring by the umpire. Obviously, he's the only one that makes the decisions out there. The ball goes forward once more. It's a big leap. Warhurst stood his ground once more. Hellier couldn't take it. Oh, strong work there. The handball comes out from Aish, and the Redlegs out of trouble temporarily.
Thorpe gets his kick long towards centre wing, almost northeast. Well done. Staritsky under pressure. Oh, the handball's a shocker. Northeast gets it up, but his kick is not well directed either, and Thorpe takes another kick on the half-back line. Talk about awkward kicking styles. Northeast and Thorpe would be in the race for who's got the most awkward kick. Socket off the ground by Nichols. Piazzi, oh, had an airy. Missed it completely. Over the top went Thomas. In goes a Pindo. Looks like a throw to me. Setri back in defence. Has time to have a look. Oh, he's got to beat the tackle. Kicks across ground. Here comes that attacking full back. It's going to be a dead heat. Delaney and Fosdyke. 1 for 1 they go towards the line, and Delaney's done it so well. Ducker down. Not sure whether it's cramp or whether he's got a leg problem. He's right at the interchange gate. Does not look good for the leg forward.
No. Mark Ducker down. Let's hope he's okay. Ball on the outer side. Players going in hard. Port Adelaide back towards centre wing, and Ducker's been helped from the ground. Taken by Ace. Let's hope Ducker's okay. He's had a shocking trot with injury. Off the pack it goes. There's a chance for Norwood, or they mess it up. In there is Piazzi around his body. Back towards centre wing. Maynard bounces over his head. Tapped on by Port Adelaide's Foster. Hooked it around his body, and Ducker's taken straight down to the room. Rowan Smith to Marnie. This is dangerous for Norwood as Marnie soccers off the ground, off the boot, goes towards Murdoch. He can't take possession. Battles hard. Plays the ball in front of him. Towards the bad line. Good defensive work by Murdoch. He's having a good year. Froggy, as Ian Day calls him. Froggy Murdoch did that well and forces the ball out of play. So it's 25, almost 26 minutes gone in this third quarter. The Magpies 10-9, Norwood 5-5. You're watching Monday Night Live Footy on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
Phelps came over the top. Rowan Smith starting to work his way into the game more in this third term. Ginniver over the top, picked it up cleanly, puts it up high. Player, so in fact, they went straight up in the air and straight down again. Didn't travel more than a metre. The ball comes out towards Hellier. Hellier working hard. It slips out of his hands. Eventually, the handball was out towards Pascoe. He couldn't control it. Murdoch's in there having a fair dinkum dip. But eventually, the umpire blows the whistle and... yeah, well, I'd like to snuggle up to something like this in those cold conditions.
That's about all you could get to, Kimbo.
You're probably not wrong there, Ken. David Payne with the handball out towards Richardson. Richardson's kick is a good-looking one. The spoil away from Rosonico. Hines took it off hands. Now Rosonico once more. He's been a consistent performer throughout the night. And the siren sounds to end a very wet third term.
Yes, and then at the end of the third quarter, it's Port Adelaide, 10 goals, 9, 69. They are 34 points in front of Norwood, 5-5-35. You're watching Monday Night Live Footy on Nine's Wide World of Sports. Well, sadly, that's the scene here at Football Park, and young Mark Ducker in the wars again. Let's hope that the injury's not too severe. It would appear as though he's got a nasty leg injury, and he was taken straight from the ground, Brian, straight down to the room, so not a good sign. And there you see the situation with the Magpies at 34 points in front.
Yeah, everything's looking sad for the Redlegs, but it was a better quarter by them, Ken. They came back a little bit in that quarter. I thought their endeavour was so much better.
It was, Brian. In fact, I thought their endeavour picked up from late in the second quarter, and I thought that third quarter, whilst they matched Port Adelaide, because of the conditions, they just couldn't convert. And there you see, of course, low goal scoring from both sides.
That's right.
But really, 34 points, Brian. It's a big margin to make up, and Port Adelaide now will play this last quarter in typical fashion, I reckon.
Oh, of course they will, Ken. They'll keep the ball wide into the boundary. There's no doubt that they'll try and control the ball as they normally do, Port Adelaide, under these conditions. They've set the win up in the first quarter and a half.
That's for sure. Well, talking about the boundary and so forth, the poor old boundary umpire was rock and rolled here by Rowan Hellier, accidentally, of course, and we watch him go down. Whoops, down he goes, but... I said to Kim, they always got a smile on their face, Buck, haven't they?
Well, if it's not verbal abuse, it's physical abuse, isn't it? Look at him, he's happy.
Gee, Bucky, what a game Michael Aisha's played tonight. Hasn't it been sensational?
He has been an absolute star, and he's best on ground in my mind. As we have a look here, he comes in, reads the ball so well and takes that mark. Now, he wasn't in position to take it first up, and he just got in between the pack of players, and he's an amazing player. I don't know what his stats are. I think you mentioned them during the call, but he was
And Tommy
fantastic.
Warhurst as well supported him extremely well, hasn't he?
Well, he's also been a great player, and that mark that he took, as we see here, the one-hander, one hand up, that is a top mark. And Scott Hodges has kicked his 2 goals. A good effort from Warhurst back there.
OK, let's now take you back to our commentator for the final quarter. It's Ian Day.
Thanks, Ken. Bucky, just to let you know Michael Aisha's stats, he's had 19 kicks, 10 handballs and kicked a goal. And I go along with your assessment, he's best man on the ground, even though he's in a losing side. At three-quarter time, we start the final quarter. Port Adelaide 10-9 to the legs, 5-5. A lead of 34 points to the Pies. At the throw-up, it's going to be Hine up over the top, can't get it out clearly. Abernethy having a fine game midfield, gets it out wide. Hutton, who's also playing well for Port Adelaide, decides to go for the safety of the line, and there it goes out of play on the outer side. When you're having a look at best players, naturally on a night like this, most of them come in defence. Delaney, Abernethy, Rosonico, Hutton. Port Adelaide have got a superb defensive lineup. Norwood haven't really had a look in. Their attacks have been pretty sporadic. A lot of hard work over there, and the umpire's going to ball it up again, or is he going to throw it in?
And the boundary umpire, Michael Ace, with the runner there. He's in trouble, and that's bad news for the Redlegs. He's been by far their better player, and almost as Bucky has told you, best on ground. As it comes out, Port Adelaide working extremely hard. Hutton is rock and rolled. Back it goes towards centre wing, touched off the boot, calls the umpire. That's David Elliott, and the ball trickles out of play.
Ken, we talk about Port Adelaide and Norwood being traditional rivals. How about this for a bit of news? Hot off the press, we believe that Andrew Peacock will be challenging John Howard for the leadership of the opposition again tomorrow, and that is a fact, apparently. Well, that'll be a bigger battle than Port Adelaide versus Norwood we're seeing at the moment. We go back towards centre-half back, and that's Murdoch for the red leg side. Out towards centre wing. Begenza, has the mark been paid? Yes, it has. Begenza, well, you get the political top stories, plus the top footy stories on Nine's Wide World of Sport. Towards half forward, Warhurst goes up high. Froggy Murdoch hasn't stopped trying. Wobbles the ball back towards half back. Here's a chance for Hodges. Picked it up, bangs it back towards full forward, thumped away. Thomas saw the handball to Hellier. Hellier crashes the tackle over to Pike. Pike back to Hellier. They're in trouble. In comes Smith. Abernethy tries to tap the football. Biaggi a long way down, following his rover down. Smith pushed off the ball by Hellier. Scrambly stuff at the moment. It's understandable with the weather conditions. Phillips. Biaggi. Favoured by a perfect bounce.
Away the little fella goes for Arch. Tregenza into the pocket, out of bounds on the full. Free kick to Norwood.
There's no use crying over spilt milk, but when you have a look at the conditions out here tonight, you can't help but think how well-suited Gary McIntosh would be to tonight's game. Ball on the ground the majority of the night. And Norwood will be very keen to get that player back into the side and add some more aggression. So we're clearly outpointed, Norwood, in the first half due to the commitment of Port Adelaide. 3 minutes gone in this first term. 69 plays 35, so it's still a 34-point advantage to the Magpies, and it'll take a miraculous last quarter for Norwood to get back into this game. Aish is still trying. He hasn't given up hope, but Marnie, well, he's been a constant thorn to this North Adelaide side as Tregenza drives forward. Warhurst, what a great player he's been in defence. In there is Pike. Rowan Smith over the football, and that's the holding the ball rule. You've got to tap it out. Now, Pike has running players to the outer side. Uses that of Maynard. He's been pretty steady all night, Brendan Maynard. In fact, yes, it is Rodney Maynard, I should say. Richardson. Maynard's had 15 kicks as Richardson goes forward. Oh, it's a huge lead. What a mark taken there by little Visser. Muster it is. What a tremendous mark. Gee, you won't see many better than that, especially in these conditions. Here's Richardson, drives the ball in long, and have a look at that, Daisy.
Marvellous. Look at his eyes on the ball the whole time. He got the sit, and this is an important kick for Norwood, and he's got it. The legs are back in the fight.
In there, Staritsky, body over the ball. He's worked pretty hard too throughout the game. Thomas in there. He's been quiet. It comes out to the champion in Aish. Always uses the football as Fosdyke puts it up high. Gee, another goal here would instill some life into this game, but that man back there again, Delaney, reads the play well, along with his partner in crime, Fiarchi. In there, Payne tried to get the handball away over the top of that Tyler, and he tapped that ball over the boundary line. Umpire wouldn't buy into making a very difficult decision there, so we'll have a throw-in in that left forward pocket, northern end. Umpires officiating, Michael Abbott and David Elliott. That's Michael Abbott on screen. The ball comes out to the back. Free kick's been picked out. It should be play on advantage. I can't understand why he didn't allow that, because the free kick will go the way of Port Adelaide. Back towards, in fact, they're not sure which player should have it. It's Hines with the football. Hines kicks towards the grandstand side. Phelps up high, off hands, taken by Fosdyke. That was holding the ball. And he wanted to feed it off, but there was no one there, Ian.
Tregenza, half-back flank, puts it up. Big leap there by Hellier to spoil Marnie. Marnie through. Might have got the free kick. Foster towards the half-forward line. Setri lost the football. Under pressure, Murdoch. Joined now there by Pike. Pike kicks long towards the half-forward line. Loose ball. Delaney comes to meet it. Phillips gets back on it. Gee, that could be out on the full. Brilliantly into touch, just close to the line. And it's out inside the half-forward right flank. And the heavens open up again. Well, any chance that Norwood might have, slim though it may be, is not being helped by the rain as it starts to bucket down.
6 minutes into the final term, over the top, border ground, a chance for Norwood, working hard. We'll try and pick up the player for a moment. It's Visser. In fact, he's pinged holding the ball. Gee, under these conditions, Phillips out wide. Good defensive work on that occasion by the Norwood player. He trots away, bedraggled by the rain. Nichols is the player, 17 years of age. Got a big future in front of him. Players working hard, back towards Hutton, but the ball again goes out of play, out of sight. It's absolutely pelting down at the moment.
Yeah, I haven't seen too many trainers running out for a drink with the players.
Just got to look to the heavens and open the mouth to get a drink to last your lifetime at the moment. Hine working hard in there. Grubbers one towards half forward. Fiarchi, the high kick back towards centre wing. Off hands. Ball towards the boundary line and out of play once.
Only 8 minutes gone. And have a look at those signs out there. Strike me pink.
Hey, Kimmy's got another one tonight that's interesting too, a rock and roll. Now, he's been rock and rolled. We'll get that one up on the banner shortly.
There's no doubt about you, Ken. As Richardson tries to get a kick away right in front of the 5 inside.
That's 2 out of 2. That's a Finola.
Yeah, we've all got nice strike me pink jumpers here tonight. It looks great. Must get yourself one. A throw in. Over the top, Marnie gets the thump away. Taken away by Pike. High to the half-forward line. The legs into attack again. Phillips back on the footy. The big body behind it. Can't get a kick away. Here's the chance. Oh, must have left the ball behind. No, Visser's back on the turf. Now it's Fosdyke with a chance. Puts it out. Here's a chance for Visser. Smothered by Phillips. Up towards full forward. Cleverly back there by Delaney. Puts Rosonico under pressure. Now Fiarchi. Muster over the top. Desperately tries to get the ball, but it beats him out of play in the right full forward pocket. Gee, someone got his head just about kicked in then. It's tough out there. 10-9 to 6-5. At the throw in, Hine. Rosonico gets it back, only marginally so. Coming to meet it over the other side was Tregenza. Here's a chance now. Payne dropped it onto his boot. It's going to be short. Delaney there. And off the feet of Fiarchi, it goes through for a point. And little Mostyn Rudder out there, he looks like, if it rains anymore, he'll drown, I can tell you.
He's about as tall as you, Daisy.
Hang on, I tower above him, Ken.
Gee, poor old Mostyn, he is small in that case, as Delaney kicks off to the outer side. Chance for Richardson. But it's Hutton who comes away with a footy, but uses his pace towards centre. Beautifully put straight to Hines. Hit him on the chest and bounce off. Setry with the crumbs. Good follow-up by Hutton. Up towards Rowan Smith. Did that well, Hutton. That's tough football. Worked that ball from half-back, followed through towards centre wing, and then, of course, took the hand pass and found Rowan Smith with an accurate pass. Rowan Smith, his 9th kick. Up towards full forward they go. Off hands. A chance now for Port Adelaide through Phelps. Around the body. This is to seal it? No. Offline. 10-10. 70. Norwood 6-6. 42.
Well, if we've gone through the two big wide posts, Ken, it would have been the sealer, because we've had nearly 10 minutes in this final quarter, and I think this would have put the game beyond any doubt as Warhurst brings the kit back. It hit the end of his boot. He's still got reasonable distance. It comes out to Abernathy. It's picked up by Ace. He uses the support back there of Thomas. Thomas gets a long kick away towards the centre of the ground. It's a race for pace. Phillips wins that race, but he actually kicks it in the direction of Norwood's goal. Taken out of it was Visser by Marnie. Back there is Nichols. He'll need support as he kicks it towards the boundary. So that football has gone directly across the ground and hasn't gained an advantage for either side. 10-10-70, plays 6-6-42. The action on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
Williams back on the turf. Foster now going to the bunker. I wouldn't think he'd mind all that much as Setry gets a kick in towards the half-forward line. Geneva can't. They stack up. Hard work out there. Michael Ace prepared to have an ankle injury. That was bigger news than the Howard clash with Peacock. A long kick up towards the half-forward line at the back of the pack. It is Delaney once again leading in the race. The Chiefs following him. He can't claim this one, and the ball's gone out of bounds in the right full forward pocket.
I'll tell you what, I think little Johnny Howard would be safer out on the football team than in politics.
11 minutes into the final term. It's the Maggies by 28 points. Throw in. Hine. Fiarchi. He's quite happy for the ball to go out of play. But I can tell you what, players on the ground will be hoping for that final siren. Heading for the showers as quickly as possible. 11.5 minutes gone. Final term. Over the top went Phillips, who we believe was reported in the second term, I think it was. We haven't had confirmation of that, but it appeared as though Michael Abbott took his number, the big fella. Once again, the ball out of play.
Ken, heading for the showers. I reckon the players will be sick of water by the time this game finishes.
They may enjoy some hot water, though. This man will, Michael Ace, as he hooks around his body with kick number 20. But that ball forced over the line by Tyler, so we'll have a throw in that right forward pocket.
Yes, and coming up after the footy, Graham Kennedy's Coast to Coast, folks.
And that's one show I certainly enjoy watching. Got a wicked sense of humour, Graham Kennedy, and it appeals to me at times. Michael Ace in there once more. Nichols puts the ball forward towards the goals. It goes across the face. Oh, mistake by Tregenza. Picked up by Muster as he lines up the goals, tries to hook it back, but just couldn't get it back far enough. And full credit, the last 10 minutes of the second term, the third quarter, and these first 13 minutes in the final quarter, Norwood's endeavour has been very good.
Yes, I think they're obviously going to rue their very tardy start when Port kicked 4-6 to 3 points in the first quarter. Been a struggle since then, almost goal for goal, but the damage has been done. But a couple of goals and Norwood could have had them, and gee, it'd make it interesting. Bosdyke, good mark. 18th kick up towards the half-forward line. Big leap there, not successful. Here's a chance. Hine gives it back to Payne. Payne hooks it round the corner and he's got it. Brilliantly done.
Here at Football Park, the crowd is starting to come alive. Well, the Norwood supporters at least, and so too down in the Norwood bunker where Neil Barmer sent his runner out to gee up his charges. And another goal here would certainly make this game interesting. And I tell you what, if Norwood could come back from here, it'd be one of the most unbelievable comebacks I've ever seen, as Port Adelaide kick long and wide to the boundary, and we'll have a throw-in in front of the grandstand. Nearly 14 minutes gone, 49 play 70. Apart from that first term, Norwood have been a very competitive outfit, but the use of the ball by Port Adelaide has been superb throughout the night. The ball comes down towards Storitsky. He gets a kick forward. They need everything to work for them, Norwood, if there to be a chance. This man Nichols has given them something up forward, the 17-year-old lad. The ball comes off hands, out there West, and he tries to shrug the tackle. Over towards Keith Thomas. He lines up the goals. The Redlegs have kicked another one. This game's alive.
This is Anytown, and this is Jack.
Little paddle across West Lakes. I'll pick the deepest part of the lake, I can assure you. Abernethy around the body. Back towards Pike. Norwood back into this game. What a great comeback it's been by the Redlegs. Kicks towards centre wing. The Port Adelaide runner about to come onto the turf. They can sense a little bit of urgency about this game as we go to the 15-minute mark, and it's 15 points the difference. Well, 4 marks to the Norwood side. They were jumped by the Maggies in the first term, and we all felt the game was over then. But Norwood have come back strongly within 15 points. A free kick to Port Adelaide. Port Adelaide runners on the ground. Alan Gill is the runner. That's Rosonico with the footy back towards centre wing. Off hands, a chance for Norwood through the agency of Hellier. Hellier around the body, back towards centre wing. Hine over the top. Takes the football. Good work by Johnson. Keeps the ball tucked away in the area. And umpire Mick Abbott will call for a bounce. 16 minutes gone. Last quarter, the game at Footy Park.
10-10 plays 8-7. Remarkable effort by the Redlegs. The handball searching for Rowan Smith. Missed that player. Picking it up, Nichols. He's been a very good player since coming onto the ground. This man, Aish, has been a champion all night. Up high, the Chief of Pindo. The crumbs are taken by Rosonico. He's been a star tonight. The handball backed up the Archie. The umpire's in the way. A little bit of panic creeping into the Magpie game. Out towards Rowan Smith. Couldn't take the mark. The desperation is lifted by Norwood as Storitsky was taken out of that. Play on the call, but a free kick's been picked out. It'll go the way of Port Adelaide, and that will relieve the pressure just temporarily, much to the frustration of the Norwood crowd.
Pressure's building too, Kim, no question about that at all, as Norwood make their bid to stay in the fight. Kick long. Maynard can't quite. Richardson through, left the football behind. Maynard butters up again, drags it back towards centre wing. Great mark, Thorpe. The legs a chance to go into attack. Pike through, drives them up towards full forward, one-on-one. Delaney right there with him is Weston. Gets the kick away out towards the outer side. Well done. It's Port Adelaide out there. Big Hines lumbers after the ball. Nichols takes him on, and the ball tumbles out of play, right full forward pocket.
And there's the attendance, 14,029. So, Daisy, you weren't too far wrong, old son. That's a great crowd. Full mark to the South Australian footy public who've braved the inclement weather to come here at Footy Park. What a game Delaney's played tonight for Port Adelaide. Gee whiz, here's a chance for Norwood again. They come across the goal. Mark! Oh, Muster! Gee whiz, I tell you what, they trail by 15 points. Muster directly in front. This will make the margin 9 points. Muster. Second goal, if he kicks it. Oh, it's right over the top there, back in business.
Plays 9-7, and we've still got plenty of time. I reckon there's 7 or 8 minutes left to play at least, and only 2 straight kicks the difference. What a fight back by the legs. Hine in ruck, tries to hook it back. Marnie can't find it. In there is Thomas. They still can't pick the footy up. Going in hard is Storitsky. The bottom of the pack. Let's see who's going to come up for air. It's Marnie again, and the umpire will ball it up centre field. I wonder what sort of boat that Kim Dillon prefers if he's got to paddle it. One made of barbed wire, preferably, as the umpire's going to ball it up again.
I've got the torpedo set. The attendance round 4, 36,717. Here's a chance for Hellier. Hellier will rock and roll on that occasion by Abernethy. In goes Abernethy. Gee, it's tight at the moment. Smith kicked off the ground by Pike. Hutton coming out as Nichols. With him is Northeast. It's going to be a dead heat. Oh, good shepherd work. The John behind play and a Port Adelaide free kick. Oh, against Richardson. Williams is the recipient of the free kick. Goes towards half forward. Back there's good mark. It's been taken by Maynard. It's hard to pick these players up. They're like drowned rats at the moment. Goes short to Thorpe. Norwood, gee, their confidence is high now. Their work rate is tremendous. Back towards centre wing. Hine thumps it on. Oh, chance. Back in the back pocket. Working hard. There is Vizza. Out comes the football. Tregenza gets the ball onto the boot. Doesn't cover much territory. Thomas. Back towards full forward. Fiacci. Oh, the mark at the second attempt. Strike me big. I can't control the commentators.
Well, George Fiacci nearly bounced off that sturdy little chest of his, but he stood his ground and took the mark. Up high, Aish, trying everything to lift his side. Well, he has lifted his side. The ball's been picked up now by Northeast. Tregenza it is. He's touched the ball twice on the ground. Puts it up high. He's very tired, Tregenza. A mark taken up forward for Port Adelaide. And it's been taken by Paul Williams. Port Adelaide lead by 9 points. They need to steady the ship. You'd need a ship out there. We've had that much rain. Tom Warhurst, been a magnificent player for Port Adelaide tonight as the ball bounces off Rowan Smith's foot, and we'll have a throw-in in the right forward pocket.
21 minutes gone. Time might beat the legs. 2 goals and this weather's huge. But what a fight back. They've booted 4 goals to nothing in the final quarter. Here's a chance. Warhurst gets it out. Off goal Skoritsky. Oh, the umpire's seen a free kick for a throw. Oh, what a time to give a free kick. Warhurst cannot believe it. The legs are arguing. But I've never, ever seen an umpire change his mind. Let's have a look at it. Well, to me, oh, it was a tough decision to make. Umpire Michael Abbott. Tom Warhurst still can't believe it. He looks for help from above, but he's not going to get it. The only help he can possibly get now is to Rowan Smith. The miss from 30 metres out. Kick number 10. Kick going across the face of goal. It's not going to be a goal, but Port Adelaide lead by 2 straight goals now. It's 10-11, plays 9-7.
Tommy Warhurst. Oh, kicked off before the goal umpire finished waving the flag. That should have been taken back. Skoritsky comes in. Sockers the ball in front of him. Takes possession. Does it well. Oh, gets a handball out, but a snare by Port Adelaide. Back towards full forward. Warhurst is there. Can't take the mark. Come by Thorpe, a high kick. Back towards centre half forward. Getting under it, Hines. Oh, he'll get a free kick. No, not paid. Oh, the Port supporters go berserk here at Footy Park. Thrown out. Into the pack it goes. Players going out right, left and centre. And umpire Mick Abbott will call for a bounce. That clearly was a free kick for the Port Adelaide players. The Maggies lead by 10 points. And the Norwood runner hustles onto the ground.
Well, we always say that the majority of the free kicks even out throughout the game, because I don't think Tommy Warhurst should have been penalised. There he is in the action once more. He gets the ball out towards Nichols. It's taken by Skoritsky. His handball goes out towards Pike. Over the head there of Hine. The crumbs go out towards Payne. Working his way through is Thomas. They need something to happen and happen quickly. Payne's pushed in the back. Play on the call. Or perhaps it was the side. The umpire was very close. We'll have a bounce once more. And there we see Phelps receiving some treatment, whether it's cramp or not. It's cold out there, very cold and wet. As the ball is pushed forward by Hutton. Smith couldn't control it. Back there is Murdoch. Hellier's been a good player. He's suited to these conditions since coming onto the ground. Maynard's been pretty consistent for most of the night. Warhurst has been a star. This man's been quiet, but he's coming into it now. You can't keep a good man down, but his kick wasn't good.
What a fine young player Tregenza is. He's got the mark at centre wing. 10-11 to 9-7, his 20th kick. And I can tell you what, he's exhausted out there. He's given his everything. Up over the top comes Warhurst. Thumps it to Setri. Setri looks for Northeast. No, it's not. It's Foster. Gets it out wide. Here's a chance. Onto the boot quickly now of not Rosona going towards full forward. Hutton it was. And it's off the fingers. And gee, they're hard to pick up at the moment. It's 10-12 to 9-7. Lightning everywhere.
Yes, and Neil Hine off for the Norwood side on the outer side. They're in trouble with a nasty ankle injury. But it's Hellier as we go to the almost 24 minutes gone this final term. Hellier, that ball must seem like a piece of lead. Ball to ground, almost a mark to the Norwood player, not paid by umpire Mick Abbott. It's at half forward right for the Magpies. What a game of football. What a superb comeback it's been by the legs. They trail by 11 points. 11 points. Over 24 minutes gone. Nichols in there. Tries to get it out. Port Adelaide desperate to keep it in the area.
The Port Adelaide runner on the ground again. He's working overtime, Alan Gill.
And there's Neil Hine. You see the shin guards that protect his shins. But he's obviously got a very crook ankle. Well, Port Adelaide just bottling up the game now. They're going to keep the ball in the area. They will not give Norwood an opportunity to get the loose man. They put Tyler back onto the ground at the expense of Northeast, who cannot move his legs. So they've got the loose man in defence now, Port Adelaide as well. And it'll be very hard for this ball to clear out of these scrimmages. 24 minutes and 45 seconds gone. We've had 4 goals kicked in this term. And we've probably had about 3 minutes of time on, so they've got to make things happen quickly. And Pascoe's taking too long, and he goes back once more. He gets 15 metres. They're better off kicking the ball. He's got to get it down there, and he's got to do it quickly. The kick is high. Phillips sets himself. Underneath it, a Pindo. Phillips with the big spoil. The handball came out towards Thomas. Thomas drives it in long. They're a chance if they get Marnie. Here's a race to pace. Is it Payne? Is it Marnie? Payne first there. He'll need support. Tried to get it back there towards Muster. He's kicked 2 goals in this term. The ball comes out. It slips out of their hands. Rowan Smith in there. Now Payne gets the ball out. The ball brought forward by Pike from an impossible angle. Oh, he's kicked it. Pike's kicked a goal. There's nothing in this game.
To Football Park, the kick comes towards centre wing. It's 5 points the difference. Port Adelaide in front, 26 minutes gone. What a superb comeback it's been by the legs, and what a great game of football under adverse conditions. Both sides have committed themselves to this game tonight. The big crowd here loving it. Hines thumps towards the boundary line. That's the defensive way it goes. But what a great comeback by Norwood. It really has been superb. Not one supporter leaving Football Park at the moment. There you see him in the stands. It's a super game of footy. Thumped away by Haynes, taken by Payne. Into a crush of players it goes. Umpire Dave Elliott says it's my football, and he'll have a throw up or a bounce down centre wing grandstand side. Almost 27 minutes gone. Hines goes towards the line through the legs of Thorpe, which way will it go out of play? And once again the boundary umpire will bring the ball back into play.
Well, they really do have to get the ball away from this throw-in to be any chance. They've got to get it away cleanly. They need a tap to go straight down to one of their run-on players. It came down towards Payne. He can't control it. The Port Adelaide players jump on top. They'll be very content to do this for the dying stages of this game. Timmy Ginniver, he's a tired man. Hasn't been one of his best games. Gee, they've all worked hard under very adverse conditions out there. The ball punts towards the boundary line, and this will be their main aim. The Norwood runner out on the ground. Johnston with a wealth of experience opposed to the youngster in Pascoe. And there's been a free kick picked out, and it's going the way of Port Adelaide, and that could be the end of Norwood. It could be 15 metres if they're not careful as well. The free kick will go the way of David Hines. And I can tell you something right now, he won't be in any hurry to kick this. Has a good look at his options, puts it out towards the pocket. Warhurst with the spoiler, comes down towards Pike. He was dispossessed, looked for a free kick, play on the call. Warhurst in there once more, doing everything, using every ounce of strength he has to extract the ball. But Foster has it, he puts it out wide, it goes to the boundary line. Hellier's out there, he's the only player who'll have to use this football, Ian.
Go along with that. Sands of time running out for the legs. 28 minutes gone. In comes Murdoch. Half-back flank. 28 minutes gone. He's got to hurry. Backing up superbly. Maynard. Siren sounds. The Magpies have done it. What a marvellous contest. The umpire hasn't heard the siren. Yes, he has. Siren is sound. And Port Adelaide has lasted to win a marvellous contest at Football Park. They've won by 5 points, 10-12 to 10-7, but full credits to the leg, Ken, for a wonderful fight back.
Oh, Daisy, you hit the nail right on the head. You know, that's a great game of football we've seen tonight. Norwood, look, gone to the wide world into the first quarter, but courage and character and a typical Norwood fight back saw them get within 5 points at the finish. But what a marvellous victory it's been for this big crowd, 14,000 people. I certainly hope you've enjoyed the game at home tonight. It was a wonderful game here at Football Park. It rained throughout the entire match, but a great game by both sides. Port Adelaide 10-12-72, Norwood 10-7-67. The Maggies home by 5 points. After the footy, it's Graham Kennedy's Coast to Coast. Back shortly with more footy from Football Park.
Well, Kim, that tells the story. As Maynard kicked the footy, the siren sounded, and that told the exact story of the game.
It certainly did, and the tragedy for Norwood, Ken, is that Richardson was by himself. The kick from Maynard went straight to Richardson. He had an absolute paddock. There was only 2 people in the goal square, so anything could have happened. But what a magnificent game. To come back from 34 points behind in conditions like this, full credit to Norwood, and a tremendous game of football.
Really, Kim, when you consider what the conditions were like with the rain all night and so forth, the actual standard of the game was, I believe, anyway, quite high. Really?
It was very high. The ball moved up and down the ground consistently, which is credit to both sides, and it vindicates the ability that these 2 sides have.
See, they're at half-time, Kim, 9-8 to 3-4 now. Under these conditions, you would have said, no way known the Renegades would get back.
No, well, I think I like to cover. I consider myself a man that covers my bets, and when I said, can I dog paddle across football park?
Can you swim?
No, I can't.
Oh,
There was that much rain out there. I would have been in trouble. But seriously, like 40 points down at half-time, I just couldn't see Norwood getting back into the game. And it's just a tremendous effort.
It certainly was, but that's typical of a Port Norwood game, Kim. You can never say that one side has gone at any stage of the game. And gee whiz, I saw Neil Barham at the end of the game there wait by the tunnel. He was drenched, but he waited by the tunnel as all the Norwood players came off the ground. He was obviously delighted with their performance after quarter time.
Yeah, well, Neil Barham has proved over nearly a decade now that he is a player's man, and when the effort's put in, he certainly doesn't mind letting them know. And I think it was a great effort. And as we mentioned through the call, 14,000 people, and none of them left, until that final siren went. And it was just an incredible game of football under probably the worst conditions we'll get for the whole season.
Actually, Kim, I suppose it's probably unfair to highlight one individual performance, but I thought Michael Ace tonight set an example. It was a typical Michael Ace game. A great captain's game, and it was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, he's a brilliant. You can't keep a good man down, and Michael Ace is a champion. I've got to throw in Tommy Warhurst as well, and Delaney at the other end.
OK, we're talking about champions. Here's a former champion, Bucky Cunningham.
Thanks, Gage. With me, Wayne Marnie. Wayne, fantastic game, and you just got out of it in the end.
Yeah, it's good to get the 2 points, Brian.
And it would have been the prospect of 3 losses in a row, so I guess that was a big primer at the start of the game by Coach John Cale.
Oh, yeah, it was a must-win for us, and as it turned out, we won.
At 3/4 time, as we could see it, Norwood appeared to be coming back. They had the better of the 3rd quarter, but John Cale's message at 3/4 time, was there something special for you?
Oh, he just said keep moving the ball on and just keep on running. That's about it.
Your own form, terrific tonight.
Yeah, pretty happy with it.
I thought, particularly in the first half, the ball skills that you showed, outstanding. Your handball is really tops.
Yeah, but I ran out of legs in the last quarter a bit.
I would have thought that you were fitter this year.
Yeah, well, I am a lot fitter than last year, but I don't know. I think I had frostbite or something in my toes.
Well, you did well enough tonight. It was a great effort. Norwood, did you expect them to come back the way that they did?
Oh, yeah, Norwood, pretty hard team, so we expect them to come back, but not that close.
Had a lot of good players. Not young Setri, I thought, did a fine job.
Yeah, top rover sets, and Simon Tregenza on the wing, played well.
And Timmy Ginniver was off the ground a little bit tonight. Is he okay?
Oh, yeah, Timmy's all right. He always gives 110%.
Excellent game tonight, Wayne. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot, mate.
Thanks, Bucky. Well, there are the stats, Kim, and it's an amazing situation with the Redlegs. They're more kicks.
Yeah, they had a lot more possessions. I think the only conclusion we can draw from that was the fact that Port Adelaide were more direct and they used the ball a lot better. They did appear to handle the conditions better than their opponent, and we saw Norwood, especially in the first half, fumbling considerably more than their opponent, and that's the only conclusion you can draw from that. There was nothing in the free kicks. They had their ruck advantage in most places.
Yeah, certainly a great game. Hope you've enjoyed it on Nine's Wide World of Sports. Look forward to having your company again at the weekend. Bye.